Welcome to part 9. Part 9. The game wouldn't load there for a minute. I thought we were up shit creek, but I think we're okay. Which is a concern because like stuff like the photo mode and stuff's not working for those who haven't been paying attention. I'm getting worried now. We still have a considerable amount of the game left to go. So, without further ado, I don't think I want to do race car stuff. I don't think I'm particularly interested in doing race car stuff because like it was really sweaty last time. So I might actually skip this and go to do some of the factory spec stuff because that also sounds fun. You know what? No, there's one left. I might as well do it. Right? That makes more sense. Just get it done. So I won't forget that I haven't done this. Is it R3 or R2? Open to R2 subclass race cars from the United States of America. All right, so what am I expecting? So basically, I need to go get a Corvette. I was like, you know what? For Lilac, maybe we'll get a Ford, but I don't think Ford had R2 cars in this game. Take a look. And you can't upgrade race cars in this game. Like, that's just not a thing you can do, for better or for worse. So, nope. It had the R4 Mustang, but that's it. So, is there a Dodge? Is there a Viper that's an R2? R4, R3. Negative. I'm assuming the Pneus is all R3. Yep. Those the you don't tell me how to live my life. I think literally the Celine and the Corvette are probably the only two R2 cars. And while that makes that choice easy, you fucking assholes, I really wanted one of these. For each level 45 in the North American region to unlock this car, at least level 48. Is there, like, can I win one? No. Unfortunate. Chevy it is, if it even lets me do it. Nope, it won't. Level 47 to unlock this car in the dealership, and level 47 to unlock this car in the dealership. So I'm level, what, 40 even, I think? So yeah, we can't even do this. Interesting. Like I said before, I mean, that's fine. We got other stuff to do. But in Forza 2, you cannot upgrade race cars at all. So I can't take a pay nodes and then upgrade it to... Oh my god, it's like Max Pappas and shit. That's funny. But I can't take the pay nodes and upgrade it to R2 and make it competitive. And what I went off of the JGTC stuff is that the... Oh! What up, Ian?
Holy shit!
It's me.
Let's go.
Don't get used to it because I'm like my dad. I'm going to disappear again in about a week. But thank you for the reset, man. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good week. A good, solid week. I'm so, like, usually Monday, Tuesday is, like, my days off. And I've streamed on both of them now. I'm so fucked up. My concept of what day a week it is fucked. I'm going to make sure I do all my packing for Boston, like, today, so I don't forget. But yeah, I can't upgrade TLDR. So, unless I can buy a Celine or a Corvette, which I can't, we're going to have to just truck along. Unlucky. And, what was it? In the GGTC race, it was very close. It's like in pace. So 9146. But I have one, but it's not stock. Can I buy another one so I don't have to like detune it? Not that I'm going to use it for anything. I just feel like this would be the faster. Yeah, it's not that much either. Holy shit, purple hair. I had purple hair before. It just faded. It faded slowly over the course of 6 months. It wasn't, like, from what I remember, my hair was fine. And then I went to San Diego, and it came back, like, sun-stained. Like, it looked cool, but, like, this just was not... I think this is literally the color I have my other one in. I don't know. Orange, yellow, orange, green, blue, silver. British. Is this car German? Yes. I'm usually in bed, you go live. I'm going away next week, Zuba. I'm going to FD New Jersey, and I'm making like a week of it. So I'm trying to get as many streams in as I can before I go, even if they're like short. So I was like, oh fuck, like I'm not gonna have time today to stream because I have Coke at 7 o'clock. I just got invited to go to a Snoop Dogg concert. That's wild. Did not even know Mr. Dogg was in town. That's crazy. All right, let's go. Powerpuff outside. Crispy. But yeah, I'm going to be gone for another week. So I was like, you know what? If I've got like 3 or 4 hours, I'm just going to stream. And if it's short, it's short. If it's like ends up being a long one, great. I wanted to start at like 3 p.m. today. Obviously, we didn't do that, but we're still like two or 3 hours earlier than normal. Usually I'm starting around 6:30, so. I don't remember when I said it, but like I do, once my life gets a little bit less crazy here, I think I do want to make an effort on starting at around between 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern time, so the Euros at least have time to say goodnight. And that way I can stream for 6 hours and it's not fucking midnight every night. Alright, goodbye. I didn't factor in that we're all going to be in the same car, so I'll probably be starting pole every race. Be able to watch it this time. Yeah, it's, I don't know, trying something out. We have another rally to do this week at some point. The Creator Series rally went all in all, I think, really good yesterday. Considering I had no practice, I'd never done one stage of Chile rally in WRC, maybe like when I got the game, but I didn't remember like any of it. And it was in Group B 4-wheel drive, which is probably my least experienced class in the game. Zuba, I don't know if I'm going to do much AC stuff anymore. I definitely do want to do it, but like I think the days of like weekly drift lobbies are done. Getting to see earlier streams. I figured like my logic was obviously like you can't please everybody. And I think like, you know, that's not like the craziest idea. But my logic was like, oh, people are going to want to like watch streams when they get home from work or whatever. But like, I don't know. I have days where it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I got nothing to do and I'm clicking around on Twitch trying to find something to do. Like, is the car okay? I think we're all right. Good WRC thing you were thinking of? Maybe not. Maybe not yet, at least. Maybe when if the game goes on sale in summer sales or something, Saturn, I'll give it another gauge of interest. Because it's really easy to set up. Basically, I could just take a night, set the club up ahead of time, and then that's it. I don't have to touch anything. But I look. When last time I looked at the poll, I think 15 people responded that don't have the game, and only 2 people responded saying they were interested. So, I know it's got like an anti-cheat now that a lot of people don't like. I think that's something I read, but unfortunately, AC also. How do you like the Mustang Ally? Like, I haven't had time to try it yet. But we got an iRacing race tomorrow. Forza Horizon 6 rumor going on. You know what my response to that is? Yeah, AC2, it's called AC, instead of Corsa Evoluzione now, isn't it? Isn't that like not even rumored? I'm going to say, like, don't get your hopes up for the new AC. Because, like, R Factor and, like, Assetto Corsa took years before, like, modders understood what to do. I'm stoked to see what they're going to do, but What if I don't like it? I'm scared. I haven't heard a lot of negative reviews. Oh, yeah, okay. Let me finish my thought about the rally thing. So I'm going to do the Creator Series rally at some point this week. Probably tomorrow, actually. Just so I don't miss an extra round, because I'm going to miss at least one. So I'll be driving back from Boston on Monday. So I kind of don't want to get home and do the rally again, because that did not work out well when I got back from LZ Fest. That was stupid. Or LZ World 2, or whatever he's calling his stupid thing. It wasn't stupid. It was a really good time. So that's we'll probably do the Pro 2 race tomorrow. We're not probably going to do it. We're going to do it. And I'm going to finish fucking last, but I'm excited. So for those who weren't here last year, Racecraft puts on the Pro 2 Championship in iRacing, which is I would say the highest level of Pro 2 truck racing in the game, or in the sim. And some of the highest level of off-dirt road racing in the sim, period. There's two classes. There's fixed and open. Fixed is more of a, like, it's not a beginner class, but it's more like you don't drive the truck as much, or like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not a beginner class, but it's definitely made for, like, lower I-rating drivers. And then the open class is, like, Connor Berry, Keaton Swain, Josh Edmondson, like, best of the discipline in iRacing. So, I'm like, I'm going to miss a ton of rounds. I've already missed one. I'm going to miss another one, maybe two, next week. So I said, you know what? Instead of doing fixed, because I was going for a championship last year, instead of doing fixed and then missing a bunch of rounds and, like, finishing mid-pack to mid of the pack and, like, not really learning anything, I'm in the open class this year. Do I have setups for the truck? No. Do I plan on getting setups for the truck? No. I'm going to take the baseline set and just do my best. And if we finish last every week, it is what it is. I think the best way to describe it is like when like a driver or a team moves up from like the baby class to the big dog class, and they just do like a handful of races. Like I'm fully aware I'll be at the back. If I can get a couple top 10s here, and it looks like there's going to be 15 to 20 trucks a race. If I can just snipe If I could just snipe a couple top 10s, I'll be really happy. That'd be super cool. Is AC2 on a different engine? Or AC Evo, whatever it's called? No, I have a Twitter. I hate this. So I have my other monitors to my left. I'm so, like, social media addicted that I have one notification on Twitter. And I know full well it's just a like on one of the posts I just made. Yep, and it is. But it will bother me if I don't clear it. So it's still Kunos? Okay. Is ACC on Unreal? Okay. Interesting. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Assetto Corsa enjoyers. I think the air quotes worst part about Assetto in 2024 is just like the sound engine. There are some really good sounds, like sound mods for AC, but like they all still sound kind of like scrunky.
Holy shit! Hello, Governor.
Hello, what's all this then? You come into my house? You suck my dick? You know you say hello to me, mum? What's up? Thanks, Amber. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Take your hand off my penis!
I was getting there. I was getting to that. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Yo, I need like, you know those like mid-2000s bedazzled booty shorts? I need one of those, but on the back it just says a succulent Chinese meal. Would I wear them ever? No, but knowing they exist would fill the hole in my heart. Because all I would take is wearing them one time, looking someone dead in the eye and go, what is the charge? And then that puts them in an emotional box. And I love gaslighting. I love manipulating people. That's a joke. That's from Futurama, kind of. Please don't quote that. Doors picking up what I'm putting down. Being bricks for crashing and suspension having... Yeah. Big gradients. AC1 doesn't like it. The contact model's ass. I love lightly tapping into somebody and watching them just like DuckTales dodge wav. No, you don't. Listen here, okay? The status on your Discord has been Waffle House grippers for an unreasonable amount of time. I don't want to get into an argument of taste with you, okay? AC Fix is already goated. But yeah, but like a lot of it is modder work. So to have like a better baseline would make the modders' jobs easier, no? But that's just a theory. You have 4 horsepower. How are you getting oversteer? You're powered by 3 gerbils and a glass of milk. How... Cheers, bro. I'll drink to that.
Holy shit! Water cooler monthly.
Oh, that was a little bit... I watered a little too hard there. Thank you, Colt, for the resub. How are you, my friend? Good afternoon. No, it's June, Saturn. That is homo milk. Homogulated? I forget. Homologated? That's a race car. You're not tricking me. You can't tell me milk and Porsche do the same thing. Yeah, it does. I'm surprised stuff like the contact model haven't been like just fixed. I was making a Pride Month joke Saturday. I'm sorry, maybe I just skimmed over that. That's right. That's right. Everybody laugh at my funny joke. Heavens! Canfold.
Dummy, yeah.
Beam soft body. I don't think anything ever will, so like that's fine. JWRC. All right. You made your point. If we ended up doing a, like, Hot Friends Rally Club, it would be, Junior WRC, I think. I love the little dudes. Angry little Fiestas that just, like, make a lot of noise and don't particularly go anywhere. Sick. Papa Rain. True. Haven't tried the CSP one. It's very hit and miss. But, I haven't really messed with it too much recently. And I remember, like, a year ago... yeah, you basically need, like, the CSP mod is great, but you need a track that's, like, capable. Like, all the mods have to play nice with each other, but if rain is, like, built into the sim, then you will never need to worry about that ever again. Those are front-wheel drive? Nope, I think they're all-wheel drive now. They're, like, 3-cylinder Fiestas. That you could basically just be full throttle 90% of the time. So it's all about, like, weight transfer and car movement. And if I did it like a rally league, I realize a lot of us are probably not rally drivers, so we need to have, like, some sort of fun but easy to drive would be the goal. Driving on water. Yeah. What surprised me is that a lot of the snow levels are, like, actually decent now. I wouldn't say good. Good's a bit of a stretch, but, like, I remember before snow was just a skin for a lot of tracks, and now if you go to a snow track, it actually works. Whether it's realistic or not, it's kind of up for interpretation, but I know I did, like, Snow Ebisu from Perma before, and was like, this reminds me of the winter. Maybe yeah, it's like you can't feel, like, ruts and, like, snowbanks and, like, whatever, but for a type of weather that had wasn't even thought about to be put in that game, it feels pretty good. Like, I don't think John Kunos at one point said, we need to put the snow in the video game. Pierguini, what are you talking about? It's a racing game. Why do we drive in the snow? Why do people want to drive in the snow? It's not the snow in Italy. It's not in the south in Italy. I don't know. Italian there a little bit. Alex, I get in the car, I drive the car around and go, yep, and that's kind of it. Mercedes. Mogolo. I don't think we're going to be doing much racing today. I think it's literally just like, oh, hey, I need to drive, and I am done. AC will be 10 years old this year. It is 10 years old this year. Wait, no, it depends on when it came out. Basically a Rally 2 car with less power. It's like basically a stock Fiesta, isn't it? Just like with a cage and like little things. Yeah, I knew it was 2014 because whenever I upload an Assetto video, YouTube Gaming, it tells you the year the game was published. For some reason, I don't quite know why, but I guess because every Call of Duty is named after another Call of Duty now. Oh, yeah, it's got suspension and a transmission. Yeah, you're okay, fair point. But every time I've driven those, they've been a riot. December 19th. It might depend on region, Saturn. But yeah, we'll see when I get back. This is the last thing that I have to do for like at least a month. I don't know. I'm making it sound like, oh, I don't really want to go to New Jersey. I mean, my wallet does not want to go to New Jersey at all. Cisco is a sweetheart and covered the accommodations, but like, I'm still eating in a foreign country for a week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still gonna have to get food every day and feed myself and whatever. And it's a vacation, so I'll probably buy like a shirt or two at FD and like a couple of drinks or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna go crazy, but boxes of craft dinner. My friend, oh, you guys know Alice. Every time I go see Alice now, I bring her craft dinner. And I saw her in January, and I bought her, I think, 48 boxes. I went to Costco with my mom. She goes, do you want a craft dinner? I was like, yeah. She's like, how much? I'm like, I need you to know this is for a friend. And I grabbed like 3 cases. And she looked at me and was like, Keenan. I was like, no, it's not. I'm not. It's not for me. Does the Fiesta have... It's got a 3-cylinder, and after that, I don't know. But, I don't know, I miss you guys. I'm like, okay, it's time to get back into the swing of things. You know, I'm done traveling. It's time to get back into the rhythm. And then I'm off again. So it's I have a trip to potentially, I might not even go, depending on my money. But I have a trip with some friends to somewhere in Michigan that's in the works right now for the end of September. So we'll see how that goes. And may go see Pup in August, but I just have to get there because it's in my hometown, so I can just stay at like my parents' place. I mean, that's it. I think that's it for traveling after. I'm bummed. I'm missing the cottage weekend this weekend. Or next weekend, because I'll be in New Jersey. Crap did already good. I mean, I'm going to be heavily biased, right? Like, it's just, it's noodles, powder in a box. You add butter and or margarine and milk, and that's it. But for like $1 a box, they go on sale all the time for like $1, like five boxes for $5 at like grocery stores and Walmart and whatever. And it is the best, like, because I used to eat it all the time as a kid, obviously. It's like, this is adequate food for a reasonable price. Butter or margarine. I don't know if I said and. I meant or. It recommends margarine on the box, but if I have butter in the house, I'm going to use butter. They pump gas for me in New Jersey. I won't be driving. So I'm going to... The itinerary of the thing is I'm going to drive there next Monday. So by this time next week, I will be in Boston, eating chowder and developing a horrible accent. What's the difference? Margarine is made predominantly with vegetable oil, and butter is like pure milk. Chowder. Alex, I don't even know what clam chowder is, other than clam and some sort of cream. But I've never tried it. So I figure if I'm in literally the home of clam chowder, I should probably give it a whirl. Cisco, no, the SPX is not going to make it. So the plan is, Monday I'm going to drive to Boston. I'm going to stay at a hotel for a night. I'm trying to find somewhere that's a bit, like, not fancy, but, like, not a red roof. Like, I'm going to be hanging out with somebody, so I want to have, like, a decent place to, like, chill and watch a movie or whatever. Tuesday, I have to pick Cisco and Drew from iRacing up from the airport at, like, midnight. So I'm going to go to the iRacing offices on Tuesday, probably. Say hi to Corey. You guys know Corey Vervinkt. Sean Ambrose and whoever's, like, chilling. And kind of take a quick tour of the iRacing office. And then Wednesday, is like a nothing day. And then we leave for New Jersey, I think, Thursday morning. Because it's a short drive. Do something to your hair? No. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. That's why I wasn't streaming last night. That's why I did the rally and got off. Well, I did the rally and went offline. I got off later. Okay, that's easy enough. I was in my train of thought. That's gone. That's fine. I still got this nipples. Ooh, can we get that, like, yeah, dude. Paul! Speaking of iRacing. Paul, I'm going to the office. Who do you want me to punch? Except for Sean. I don't know why you'd want me to punch Sean, but I refuse to do it.
Holy shit! Paul,
She does her best. Thank you for the resub, too. Everyone come from Paul Street. My name is Arrow. I play racing games, obviously. Shocker! Of every different type. I'm kind of all over the board this week because we're going to Boston and New Jersey next week. But if you want to stick around, I'd appreciate it. If not, thanks for supporting Paul. Paul's like a really good human. You should go watch his stuff. For all of those like, you're never live at Euro times. Smiler Bowl on Twitch, baby. You like trains? No? That's too fucking bad. Tell them make a 4GT. I have two like genuine things I want to bring up. I forgot one of them already. Racing TCR tonight. How is it? Because they changed the tire. I have not. I did WRC yesterday, and that's the most sim racing I've done in like a month. Why does it... I might forget how to start the car. It's much better than what it was. Okay, I'll have to try it, because I already liked it before, but... It just took like 8 months for the tires to heat up. Please kiss Cisco. 10-4. But I have like genuinely some stuff I would like to bring up with iRacing people. What's up to start? Yeah, it's got a broadcaster account. Everybody gets one. That's an analogy. I've been playing TDU1 recently. Never played it before. Some of the driving physics feel more modern than TDU2. I remember them feeling really stiff, but I've definitely played a lot more TDU2 than 1. Tell them to add more dirt shit. They won't. That day eventually will come, Alex, but I think they'll need a new car before a new track. They need a reason to get people excited, because it's hard to invest the amount of time and money that iRacing do in their tracks when, like, the dirt road community is 150 people, not 15,000, you know? Dude, I had like 2 serious... Oh, I remember the second thing I wanted to talk to Cisco about. Had nothing to do with iRacing, actually. But I don't know, like we were, like I said before, we were at DreamHack, and I was like, why is iRacing not at more, like, gaming conventions? Like, sim racing stuff, obviously, but, like, my thought process is... Yes, like, don't get me wrong. Like I don't want to like throw the ADAC Sim Racing Expo under the bus because it's super cool and I fucking love to go, especially to represent like sim drifting or something. That would be awesome. Or just as a person, like just as a human, it'd be sweet to go. But why are we trying to sell products to people that have already bought them? You know, like. Obviously, like, you have expos for your interests or whatever, but I feel like it would be way more advantageous for a company to be like, hey, you like competitive gaming. Race cars? You know, the amount of people that at DreamHack that you think we would not sell sim racing equipment at that were ready to just, like, buy shit. Like, we would have sold... If we had rigs and wheels there, we would have sold out. Easy. E3 isn't really a thing anymore. I mean, to be fair, Zoob, it was kind of like a bastard of its former self. Would a DreamHack have a booth? Probably a whole bunch. But, like, our booth was huge with Furman. It was huge. I don't know what event is so much. Oh, no, I know it's a big pain in the ass. I know it's not like, hey, we just got to show up and it's done. But I think it would be worth it long run. Setting up rigs. For like 20... No. I don't mean like do a LAN. No. Like literally just a demo booth. A LAN is a whole other fucking ball game. Like absolutely. But we had like our rinky dink... No offense if anyone from ESDA is listening. But our rinky dink drifting league had 2 rigs there. And if we would have had like products to sell in terms of like wheels, rigs, whatever, we would have sold out. Even if we didn't, like, the amount of people that got up from my chair and were like, this is awesome. I'm going to get into this when I get home. I'm going to buy a Seto when I get home. Like, this is so much more fun than I thought it was. I'm going to start looking at wheels and whatever. Imagine if it was, like, the actual developer, not just a bunch of dudes. You know what I mean? when wheel doesn't work anymore. I mean, that's just part of, like, an expo thing. We had issues. Our pedals were falling apart just because they're getting beat to hell. We had to, like, take breaks every, like, for 10, 15 minutes and just nut and bolt check everything and tighten everything back up. We probably, I think we did the math. I think we had, like, between 200 and 300 people a day. And we had the smallest sim racing booth at DreamHack. In terms of, like, what we were offering and, like, how fast we were getting people in and out, like, because we were coaching, right? So we took time with everybody. It wasn't like we got you in for 5 minutes and then kicked you out. Equipment there and personal. Personal would be the big one. But me and Els and Driana were talking about it. I'm like, all we would need is 2 of us. And we don't really need to, like, be good. Like, you're thinking like, oh, I'm not good at racing. I don't know how to coach. I'm not a good racing driver at all. But I can get somebody from missing every corner and hitting every wall to, like, running a decently consistent racing line and being in control of the car for a whole lap. Which is all you're really doing if you go to a more generic gaming convention, not something that's racing or sim racing focused, right? Because a lot of people, I think, are already your customers in that demographic. But trying to appeal to, like, gamers, not sim racers, I think it's like, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but in my head, it makes sense. Because a lot of the stuff, I was like, hey, like, they're like, oh, this is really hard to learn. I'm like, you wouldn't give somebody Counter-Strike a keyboard and mouse and tell them to start going, like, positive KD in an hour, right? That makes no sense. They're like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, how long does it take you to learn an FPS when you've never played an FPS before? Years, right? And they're like, yeah, like, sim racing is the same thing. You just have a turning thing in front of you. And you drive a car every day, so you figure, oh, I could do this. You don't, like, run into combat every day. But I'm like, driving a car in racing conditions, it's so not the same thing as just going to the store and back. Big rig to con events. So the way Furman does it, Wembley, is when the con is over, they take the rig, they put it on a pallet, they wrap it with pallet wrap, and it stays there until the next convention. So all you have to do is, like, pull the rig off the pallet, cut the wrap off, dust it, readjust everything, like put the chair back to where it's supposed to, which is easy. Put the TV back to where it's supposed to go, which is easy. And plug it into a computer, and it's ready to go. I think we got there on Thursday, and it took us 2 hours, and we were taking our time to, like, nut and bolt check and, like, readjust the height of the TV because it was a little off in Atlanta. And we were messing with car track combos to do our giveaway as well. Like, if we were in a rush, we could have got that done in 30 minutes. And I think all you need is 2 rigs. You don't need a super, like, elaborate... Like, it'd be cool to have, like, 12 rigs and get a shit ton of people in and out all day, but then you need, like, double the staff and, like, what, and that's, even if you don't pay people, if you're just like, hey, we'll get you there and you can volunteer your time, that's still, like, 10 more people that you have to get accommodations for and everything, right? So me and Els were talking about, like, we could run a booth, just the 2 of us, all weekend. No problem. Yeah, no, they did, but, like, it was nothing a basic set of tools and an Allen wrench couldn't fix. Like, our pedal faces started to get loose, so I just, like, took a piece of tape and an Allen wrench and tightened it, and it was ready to go again. One of the springs flew off the brake because people were jamming on it all weekend. Again, that was a really easy fix. Like, a lot of it was just, like, people getting in and out of a rig that you're only supposed to get in and out of maybe 4 or 5 times a day, 200 times a day. Yeah, nothing, like, broke. Our biggest issue was our audio on our second rig didn't want to work for, like, half an hour in the morning. That was it. That was our biggest problem, I think. For whatever reason, Windows was just like, nah, not interested. So then we had to route it through the TV. I'm gonna go off course here on purpose so we can actually have a race. Hopefully I don't regret this. Yeah, I don't know. And I feel like all you need is like a little easy up that's big enough just to fit 2 rigs and like a folding table in. Like, you wouldn't need anything elaborate. Your Formula car. So I talked to Cisco a little bit about this when he was in chat the other day, and then me and obviously the Furman and the ESDA guys had a long talk. When we were in DreamHack Atlanta, there was a lot of rigs that were like $100,000 motion rigs, and like triple screens and brand new wheels and super high level equipment. So those, you're selling like the experience, right? Because I want to say 99.9% of the people who sit in that rig and drive that car that weekend, first of all, also have no fucking clue what they're doing. And that's just, you know, I wouldn't have any idea what I was doing if I jumped into like a keyboard and mouse FPS. It's not me being disrespectful. It just is what it is. But they're not going to like use this equipment and go, wow, I'm going to go home and buy this. Maybe like if 1,000 people try your motion rig, you might get 1 sale. You know what I mean? But if we had, like, very basic Moza and Next Level Racing stuff at our booth. Like, we had a GT Racer, a GT Elite, which is what I'm using, and I think two Moza R5s or R9s. I don't remember which. And the GT Elite had our drift stuff on it, so it needed to be a bit more serious. But it had the Moza shifter, the Moza handbrake, and then just, like, a regular Walmart TV attached to it. The GT Racer was just like the wheel and the pedals. That's it. And it was there was no monitor mount. It was just we had it like sitting in front of a table. So it was cool to be able to tell people like, hey, if you want to spend a little bit more, you can get like an aluminum rig with like a monitor mount and all the 9 yards. But if you just want like wheel pedals go, the GT Racer is a solid option. And it's like easy to build one person. It took us like our morning coffee to build it. It's not that many moving parts. Like, it's really easy. That's what I mean. I think you're going to sell a lot more products that way than go, hey, here's the most expensive cool thing that we make that you'll never be able to afford. You know what I mean? It's like somebody walking into a car dealership and you only have Lamborghinis. You might sell a Lamborghini or 2 a day, but if you have some Corollas lying around... You are Gooch. Gooch. Smiley face. Yeah, and I mean, like Cisco said it yesterday, having, like, a big fuck-off motion rig is cool because it gets people in the booth. But you need shit there that they can go home and buy right now. VR sim? I have a VR headset. I just don't like streaming with it. Like, every once in a while, I'll boot up a Seto now and do some laps in VR, because it's so much more fun to drift in VR, because you can just see everything. Or I'll jump into, like a practice session for off-road and iRacing, just drive it around a bit. I can't fucking stream with it. I don't like it. I like my chat too much. Alex, and that was my thing too. People were like, "Oh, I have room for the rig, but like I have nowhere to put a TV." I'm like, "Do you have VR at home?" They're like, "Yep." I'm like, "You don't need a TV." That's it. I know so many people that have racing rigs in like a weird corner of their room because they just use VR, and it doesn't need to be, you know. Poor Drift Bastards. Good luck, Alex. Watching VR stream. I also don't like watching VR streams either. Paul, that's like I can't put the chat somewhere in the sim to where I feel like I can read it as much as I can read it on a monitor and still get the benefit of VR, if that makes sense. Like VR, the idea is like, hey, it's super immersive. You know, if you like to do a couple laps and just let your brain go, you'll forget that it's a game. But if there's a fucking chat window pinned right in the middle of your field of view, like that breaks your immersion, right? So people are like, oh, just like put it in the passenger seat or put it like down between your legs. I have to physically look away from the track, the road to do that. That's not what I would call safe. In my current, my setup right now, I have my monitor in front of me and then my OBS monitor is right next to it. So I can just really quickly flick my eyes to chat. If I see a new color of username in the chat, I'll go, okay, somebody's posted a message, and then I can, like, read it in parts. But if it's in VR, I'm like, all right, time to read chat. And you look up, and you're off the track. A lot of people found like, there's text-to-speech, which, like, US does. Some people found ways to do it, and they're happy. But I don't like it. As a streamer and a viewer, I've never been big into VR streams. Of sim racing, at least. Other stuff's different, but, like, sim racing, it's like, yeah. I remember when Jimmy was doing a lot of VR videos, I jumped on the bandwagon. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then the more I would watch, I'm like, oh, man, I just kind of feel motion sick, and I don't really know, like, it's hard for me to follow what's going on sometimes. Ian, I would find that really distracting, too. Like, you're mid-race, right? You're sweating. You're trying to focus on hitting apexes and whatever, and Boner Fart 69 says, hi, 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 soy, 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 soy. And then I'm in a wall. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I remember when I turned on text-to-speech for bits, and I had it no limit, and Tank Catapult went, bad idea, and then would just donate 1 bit every, like, 2 minutes. I don't think he chatted for, like, a solid week. It was just 1 bit, and then his message, and then 1 bit, and then his message. Or 10, yeah, which is still, like, what, a penny? It was better. It's better it be Tank than somebody with malicious intent. Tank was just being silly, and I was like, you know what? Tank's got a point. This is probably a bad idea. Hello, Carl. Did you call her Carol? No, Carl Spatial Point. I can't read. It's fine. Like, the minute somebody comes in here and realizes I have text-to-speech that's, like, very cheap to use, slurs. You know what I mean? Like, I know how the internet works. I'm not an idiot. Special guest driving a safety car. Did they get you a booster seat? I'll tell them to hire you when I get there, Carl.
D's nuts.
See, thank you for the 100 bits, Lilac. But the thing is, that's $1, and that's out of the allowance range of about 90% of children. So, food and water. Surprised face. Guess what? Is it time to hydrate? Drink cold coffee. Panic attack. Drink cold coffee. Panic attack. Absolutely not. I hope this isn't getting annoying. If it was getting annoying, I could turn it off. This goes for, like, everybody in chat, because I feel like a lot of you are just really nice. And I'll, like, make a joke about you, like, oh, you fuckers. And you're like, oh, no, are we actually being bad? No. I have ways to solve this problem. If it's an actual problem. Like, I could turn the cooldown on hydrate up. I could just turn it off. If I'm making jokes about something that you're doing, or I'm like, oh, you know, like, usually it's fine. If I pause the video game, go full screen and go, chat, we need to have a talk, then then everybody's in trouble. Then dad's mad. 99% of the time we're good. The last time I had to, like, talk to chat about being stupid was, like, 8 years ago when this Twitch chat was like, you know how if you go into a big Twitch chat and the streamer, like, goofs, like, makes a mistake, and the entire chat just, like, vehemently makes fun of the streamer for, like, 15 straight minutes? Yeah, like that, but it was 8 people. So the chat wasn't, like, flying a mile a minute. It was like, cool, I get to read all these, like, you fucking suck at this game messages over and over again for the next hour. So I was like, yeah, maybe stop making fun of me all the time. If you could do that, that would be great. I'm sure people have the self-esteem. I don't. Please stop doing that. Thank you, Lilac. Very cool. That was the last time I think I ever had to, like, finger wag a chat. And a lot of the people, like, that were the issue at that moment in time are like, I want to make fun of the streamer, and then never came back, so.
Boobies.
No, no. Oh, I won't be here for Boob O'Clock. I have to be gone at 7. I forgot. I forgore. I thought it was Thursday, because I've done 2 streams already this week. It's not even, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's coming. Did you bring your coat? 1976. Why is 76 specifically? You know what? I'll take these all being easy. I thought it to be like, I think when the cars get faster, like the AI just suck when they're slow. Looks cool. Fair enough. The faster the AI are going, the better of a fight they put up, which is weird. Oh, they're beating and banging back there. I can hear it. I don't know what to get. Something that's cheap on insurance and reliable. Zuba, how old are you again? Before I go on a whole spiel here. I feel like you're like early 20s, but I don't remember. I'm 22. Okay, so I was right. You know what? You know, like I think a lot of us when we're younger fall into the trap of like I want one one of my first cars or my first car to be like this cool fucking, you know. And I mean, like I think we have like I'm not saying that I want my first car to be Bugatti. Wait, no. Like even when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, I want a Civic, like a nice Civic, or like a Type R, or like whatever. Like that's not gonna happen. Polo GTs. Why not just get like a base model? I know it's not as cool, but having a car is a lot cooler than not having one.
Holy shit!
A.
Thanks, Jake. That was really bad. Wait. That's better. What corn song is that from? Yo, I watched a documentary, like not like the Netflix one, but there was one on YouTube about Woodstock '99, and the lead singer from Korn was like, "Yeah, you know Fred Durst? Fuck that guy, all his fault." Everyone else was like, "Nah, it wasn't Fred's fault. He just did the song. How was he supposed to know?" The crowd was like rambunctious and terrible. Mr. John Korn was like, "No, fuck Fred Durst." And then it cuts to the screen, and it turns out, like, the Korn show and the Limp Bizkit show had, like, the same basic, like, issues of, like, there was rioting and, like, assault and, like, a bunch of bad shit happened. So I think John Korn was like, what if I just blame the guy with the new Aeroteq and nobody will think of me? You guys are goofy. We got unleashed by Korn. Fucking Limp Bizkit came up. I said this on Under 25. Yeah, they're just gonna shitbox, dude. Even you're like, wow, this car's not cool and it's lame and it's bad on gas, or it's like whatever. If it's good on gas and cheap to insure, it does not matter after that. And like not falling apart. The equivalent here is like kids growing like, oh, I want a nice truck like a Ford Ranger, or like, oh, I want like a G35. You know, it's still like attainable, but for a 20-year-old on insurance, like you're crazy. Literally just get a fucking Cobalt and run it into the ground. Like get whatever the Cobalt is in the UK, whatever like cheap fucking utilitarian box of fuck. you possibly can for like $5 and absolutely run it into the ground. Pink? It's not a Vitz. Sure, that's not how it goes. Cheaper insurance. Yeah, I know the insurance in the UK is wacky from like the couple of Top Gear bits that I've seen. You can get quotes pretty easy in, Did I just win the fucking car I was using? Oh, okay, no. They're buying something out right now. I still think you should just get a shitbox, man. If you can afford something nicer, that means that you can afford something nicer down the line when your insurance is not as crazy. I'm still very of the belief that if you just beat the tar out of something cheap for like the first 3 years you have your license, and it just goes off to the scrap heap in the sky, that you can build from there. I mean, you live your life. You do what you want, but... Chop off your penis. Every person who's ever played Fallout New Vegas took that very seriously, and... No, I won't elaborate further. Also, is this your first car? Because again, like, I had my, my Accord was my first car. I got really lucky with that. But it was an automatic, front-wheel drive, and I was like, oh, you know what I mean? But it was 4 doors. It was 4 doors, and really tons of trunk space. Aside from the fact that it ended up having a V6 and being fast as fuck for no apparent reason, like no godly reason should have that car been that fast. It was nice just like having a ton of room. Like, I'll never not own a 4-door car ever again. Walking out of the grocery store and just being able to pitch whatever I have in my hands in the back seat. Mwah. No, it's okay, Lilac. You can call me a whore. That's fine. The life advice for buying cars. I just like, I remember how where my brain was, Ghosty, when I was a kid. I was looking up 240s when I was 16. And then I looked at insurance when I was like 18 years old and went... Like, I just turned 30. My insurance just got cheap. And I have, like, more or less a perfect driving record. I've got, like, a warning for running a red light, I think. Which was recent. No accidents. A couple, like, fender benders in a parking lot, but, like, nothing... No major accidents, no tickets, nothing. Yeah, I think my Hyundai now is, like, $60 for full coverage. A month. Which is why I'm driving it everywhere now, because I'm not afraid of it. 900 quid. That's not terrible, I think. Get something cheap and reliable the first years as a runabout, and then when you're under the new drivers category, when you have a stable income. Dude, like honestly, I remember my friends that were like, no, I want a cool car, I want a cool car, I want a cool car, and then they just never got anything. Like they would tell me about the car they're gonna buy from the passenger seat of mine. Gotta be up early work for it. Later, Paul. Have a good night, man. It was nice to see you. Good luck. I would say break a leg tomorrow, but I feel like it's the wage slave job tomorrow. Yeah, like my cars up until now have just had... I've been under my mom's name for cheaper insurance. Give Cisco a hug for me. I will be at the office until... Oh, chat. I'm fucking brilliant. So I'm going to be at the office. He's at work right now, so I think I can get away with saying this. I'm going to be at the office basically when there's nobody there. I was in the dollar store yesterday getting... What were we getting? Like cleaning stuff for the house. And it's about to be Canada Day, so there's like a lot of 50-cent and $1 like trinkets with Canadian flags on them for sale. And I saw at least like 10 little beavers holding a little Canadian flag. And went, wouldn't this be funny? If I just collected a bunch of... If I gave everybody a bit of free beaver, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, Ghosty. And, like, the thing is, too, like, Zuba, it turns out, has a vehicle, but I think he'll, like, understand what I mean by this. Is that your first car, it doesn't matter if it's, like, boring and shit. It's yours. And because it's yours, it's inherently cool. I got my Accord, and I was like, what a fucking boring car. Like, what an uninteresting vehicle. It's, even my car, even the Hyundai now, it's a mom-mobile. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's a grocery getter. That's fine. I still drive the piss out of it. I almost died in Syracuse. I almost spun off a highway trying to take an on-ramp too fast just because I was bored. Yeah, like I said before, a car that belongs to you, no matter how, like, even if it's like a Vauxhall or whatever, sucks in the UK, it's still yours, and it's a lot better than a bus pass or a bicycle. Well, I don't know. Some bikes are, like, pretty cool. If I was born in this city, I probably wouldn't own a car. I've thought many times of just, like, selling my car and keeping all the money and just getting, like, a bus pass or something. Yeah, as long as it's, like, not gonna rattle apart in a week. You know what I mean? Get an e-bike. My Alice has got one. She loves it. But I like the idea of actually getting exercise. Rather have a bike than a Vauxhall. I mean, you say that now. But on days that you need to get to work or whatever, where it's raining or it's fucking cold or it's dark, a working heater in a place to have dry shoes is... I don't know about that. I used to have the exact same mentality. Like, I remember when my parents were looking at... I was, again, very fortunate that my parents bought my first car for me. And they were looking at, like, Kia Rios, which, shit box, right? Like, like, not new Kias, but, like, late 2000s Kias. When they still sucked eggs. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, no, I'd rather a bus... No, I would not rather a bus pass. I will take... I have learned. I've been educated. Yes, those cars that are made of leaves have terrible sound systems and probably have a horrible ride. But... they're cheap on fuel and better than walking, so... better it is. My Hyundai just needs a stereo, man. The stereo sucks. Other than that, I love that. I love this car. Well, it needs a stereo and then, like, little trim pieces. Like, the wheel, I guess whoever owned my car had nails. Because the steering wheel has, like... big scratch marks on the side of it, like someone had clawed into it. The shifters, like the I don't know what you'd call it, like the plastic is starting to peel up because it's old. It's rusting a little bit near the door. Like it has like little things it needs. Not anything that I'm like I need to go to the parts store and get stuff for now. Maybe the rust. Maybe the rust. It's just surface rust right now. I'm gonna get it fixed before the winter, I think. It's just on that. I think in the door jam a little bit, and then in the driver's side rocker, it's just starting to rust a little bit. And then I'll get some touch-up paint, and because I've driven it so much, there's a lot of, like, rock chips, and I'll make sure those are all fixed before the winter. I can't imagine touch-up paint is more for a Hyundai in, like, yawn.mp3 silver is more than, like, 20 bucks. Snap a coal spring in a 5-year-old car. I'm sure somebody hit a fucking curb going way too fast. Buses are so unreliable. Even good public transit in North America is awful. Like, I moved out here, and people are like, yeah, the buses here, awful. Never rely on buses here. And where I grew up, buses didn't run on Sundays. They would stop running by 9:30 at night. So if you were, like, let's say, in your 20s and wanted to get around it between 8:30 and 11 o'clock at night, which is what most 20-year-olds were doing on the weekends, no, you had to pay for cabs. And cabs, because there was no Uber at the time, could charge you whatever they wanted, and you were fucked. So I got here, and they're like, oh, the buses are late. They're really bad. And, like, yeah, if a bus is supposed to be here at, like, 3:15 and I'm standing outside at 3:10 and see that it's already gone past, I'm going to be a little annoyed. But at least there's another bus in 30 minutes. Alpha Brera, you two can enjoy the track springs every 5 years. Because it has so much ass. That's the car with the most wagon in the world. Usually do closing shifts on my buses. So my buses had long stop running before I get off of work at 9:30 to 11 o'clock at night. And it takes an hour. Yeah. I got you. I, like, straight up just didn't do shit as a kid until I had a car. Or, like, I'm lucky I lived, like, walking distance from the mall. Like, that was basically it. I just go to the mall. I gotta be a mall kid before I go to Boston. I need shorts. I have 2 pairs of black shorts. One is supposed to have rips in them, but the rips are starting to rip, and you can, like, see my underwear and most of my leg, which, depending on the person, speaking of which, might not be a problem. Right? Sitting on an airplane, I look like a doofus. And then my other pair of black shorts I've owned for, like, 10 years, and have been washed so much they're navy blue now. I know you're thinking, just wear a different color shorts. No, because the other 2 shorts I have are khakis. No! I'm gonna look like the Legend of Zelda t-shirt guy. No. What's up, Wolfie? I buy all my... that's my fucking face. I buy all my denim in the same place. I just, like, don't like going to the mall. When Alice visits, apparently we're going downtown. I'm going to check out, like, the nice mall downtown, but I'm going to New Jersey for a week. I would like more than 2 pairs of shorts. 1.5. Carl, that's actually fucking, like, scarily accurate. The amount of before and after pictures where I'm like, wow, hold on. Go buy clothes at Canadian Tire. You can buy a lot of things at Canadian Tire. Clothes are not one of them. Novelty t-shirts, sure. Love you. Love you too, Wolfie. How are you? Take from say, that joke doesn't mean anything to me. Well, we'll see 30. My friend Matty had one as his first car, and he still has it. He loves that thing. My guns a Canadian Tire. Yeah, well, that's kind of the place to do it. Because it's like a... Canadian Tire is really weird. It's like a Menards, I guess, but it's not. Like, you can still get... You can get, like, I go there for outdoor sports and outdoors equipment. So, like, hockey equipment, like, hunting stuff obviously would be technically a sport. So you can get, like, guns and ammo there. They're all in, like, locked cases, and you need to go through, like, 6 months to a year. I don't know how long it took Rob to get his license, but it took a long time. But you can still get, like, basic car parts, tires, obviously, furniture, pots and pans. They have, like, really, really basic, like, cleaning, like cleaning supplies and groceries. I wouldn't even say groceries. They have, like, stuff that, like, comes in boxes, and it's, like, half an aisle, and then, like, chips and, like, sodas and stuff. But it's definitely, like, very minimal part of the store. I love Canadian Tire. I will never buy full-price cookware ever again. Every time I'm like, I need a pot and... Like, I want a big Dutch oven. Get it? Because it's a... Yeah, Rob's joining the army, Kara. But yeah, he's got like a... I don't know what he has. I don't think I can show it on stream, but there's a real gun in this house right now. It's a rifle of some sort, but there's a actual weapon in this house. Also, Rob likes to do this funny thing where he says, like, I have a bomb in my room, and it's, like, for airsoft. But no. He's got at least one very real weapon in the house. That's, like, properly locked. It's in a gun case with a key, like... It's very, very, very strict rules here for weapons, from what I understand. My other friend in Montreal's got like a bolt-action rifle, and it took her like equally as long to get her license and stuff to get it. I went and visited her house. She's like, "Do you want to see it?" I'm like, "No." Like, why? I'm like, "I don't really like guns. It's scary." She said I was a pussy, and then I said I am what I eat. See big honey and hearts. Show firearms on Twitch. I think it has to, like, it might like reclassify the stream or something. Tank. I don't want. I'm a sim racing guy. I'm a racing game streamer. I don't want to take risks. I think he showed it once because it has like the brightest flashlight in the world on the end of it. But I wanted like a big... I don't have like a big pot to make like soups or sauces or like large amounts of food in. The closest thing I have is like the stainless steel pot to my air fryer. My air fryer, Instant Pot, whatever you want to call it. It's Emerald Lagasse's thing, so I call it, it's just the BAM pot. I don't know. The BAM! I don't know. But I tried to make brown pork and beef in it the other day, and it was not enough heat. And every other pot that I have is too small. So I want to get like a thick-walled, like Dutch oven, so I can make pasta sauce and like let it simmer for 6 hours. Took a manner. Oh yeah. Tank. Either way, you're probably right. That's not a road I want to go down. Speaking of Alpha Mito.
You can show firearms on Twitch such as these guns. Panamexadiarmed Panamexadiarmed.
Thank you, Tom, for the 80 months. How are you, my friend? I feel like it's been forever. We're on the boring part of the game now because we're doing like one-make races with no upgrades, and the AI are like, I'm tired, boss. Yeah, I'm gonna point the sun at somebody. Speaking of my alpha, we were talking about first cars, and just to not overthink it if you can help it. And then Takedown said Mito XD, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot Tom did that. So I was like, at the end of the day, if you want to save your money and like spend a bunch of money on insurance and get something wacky because you love it, like do you, boo-boo, but like a boring, lame car is still better than no car. And some of you are going to be like, no, trust me. Alexander Erasure. He's not here to defend himself. It's fine. I shouldn't be expected to remember anything. Like, I remember when I was a kid, the exact thing was like, my parents wanted to buy me, I remember. They're like, it was $1,500. It was a burnt orange Kia Rio automatic. And like base model, like plastic interior. It was like late 2000s Kia. So like when they were extra awful, like making just the worst cars in the world at the time. And I crossed my arms and defiantly and maybe a little bit entitled said absolutely not. At this stage of my life, I'd be like, yeah, it's going to be boring, but like probably really good on gas and good for road trips. I'll take it. There's a limit. Trust me. I know where you're coming from. I know where your head's at, but like I went 8 months without a car after having a car and went, I'm gonna fucking go insane. Especially when it's like cold or raining or really hot or you need to go long distances. Bob Windy, thanks for the follow. When my what's it called? When my Accord blew up, when the transmission said I am no longer a transmission and it went to the great graveyard in the sky. I had no car for a couple months and then borrowed my friend's Subaru. But I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna walk to the grocery store. It's 30 degrees outside, Celsius. I'm sweating my nuts off. I'm walking back with 3 arms full of shit. Like, this is fucking awful. Or, like, I need to go to work, and I'd miss the bus, and because I missed one bus, I'm an hour and a half late now. Or, like, in the winter when my car was stuck, or, like, the battery was dead and not starting. I'm like, oh, cool, it's minus a million. I can't wait for, like, to go fucking break my neck on the sidewalk just trying to get to Walmart. Like, having something cheap and reliable is better than having nothing at all. I want to get a Fiat 500. So, like, I get the argument there because I think that's, like, not a cheap, like, just utilitarian vehicle. I think, like, a Fiat, maybe in the UK it's not, but in the, I think it's more of like trying to be cool because it's small. There's not a whole lot of trunk space. It's not like and car. You know what I mean? It's trying to be something. It's kind of like a Volkswagen Beetle. You know what I mean? Like, that's not just like a 4-cylinder hatchback. That's just like, I don't know. I have fenders and wheels. I'll take you to work, probably. Like, it's trying to be fancy, which means we're probably going to be more expensive than like an actual shitbox. They're everywhere. Okay, yeah. So they're not that popular here. They're around, but like they're not common. A Cabrio PT Cruiser. I don't believe you. I mean, I do, but I don't. Nice reliable Golf. I mean, Caro, true, but they're like a status symbol, so they're gonna cost more money than what they're worth. You know what I mean? If it was just like a base model Golf, you're like, oh, it's a base model Golf, we'll just unload it. It's fine. But because it's a Beetle, they're like, well, I can't just sell this for peanuts. It's a Beetle. It's got a flower holder. Tom? That wasn't funny, but it was really funny. 2.4? Is that the turbo, or is that just the NA version? Because the turbo is the 2.4. Like, I think that's, like, the PT Cruiser in this game is the 2.4 limited, but I'm not sure. No, it's the GT. I'm on drugs. It says 140 horsepower. I know it sounds crazy to think that America could not possibly make a 2.4 turbo that only had 140 horsepower. But you forget this was Chrysler in the 2000s. Anything is possible. Alright, so same engine. Gotcha. Such little power. Listen, buddy. We make nothing, okay? Don't you... We just put the cars together over here. We're not the ideas people. I can guarantee you nobody at a Chrysler meeting sat down like, hey, tabernacle, fuck, eh? What if we put the big fucking motor in the car there? No, it's not how it went. It's absolutely not how that went. Scheiße. I like NBs. I don't think there is a bad Miata. I think I don't like the NC. I think that's the one I like the least, but I still like it. Loads of French cars. So they sold Peugeots here for a while, but I think only until like the 70s. I saw a Renault 5. Where the fuck were we? Oh, it was in Texas. It was when I was in Dallas. I was like, what are you doing here, little friend? No, there's a, French island off the coast of Newfoundland that still sells, brand new Renaults, Peugeots, and Citroens to this day. There's a Renault dealership, I think, next to a Dodge Ram dealer, which is hilarious. But no, every once in a blue moon, you'll see a old French car, but it's definitely not common. Saw the car. I'm pretty sure I saw a Renault 5. Oh no, it wasn't a Renault 5. It was a Peugeot 306, I think. Yeah, it was a 306. It was in blue, and the dude just ripped it around the corner. I was like, oh, Louis Vuitton! And, everybody looked at me like, why are you talking? Oh, no, it was with the SDA guys. So they're like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah. What is that guy doing here? What's Simon doing here? I forgot that I bought a 207 in this game as a starter car and named him Pierre. American reboot of Taxi. You've seen Taxi. Now, coming out 2024, Uber. I miss Pierre. We're going to have to do some D&C class stuff eventually next, so he'll be back. He'll be back for his reunion tour. I think the endurance races in this game are an hour or so definitely he'll be back. Uber would be so boring as a movie. I mean, you could do the story on that one dude that did Uber all day and progressively went more crazy as the day went on and, had a gun on him. You guys ever hear that story? Some dude just went nuts one day and was like, the voices! Went and, dropped people off and, shot them and killed them and shit. And then just did normal Uber rides in between his, murder sprees. It's actually, I forget, the guy's name, which is probably not a bad thing, and, how you could look up the story. But it's so fucking, wacky. Obviously, people die. It's terrifying, but... he dropped somebody off at a car dealership, went, no, you guys are dying, got out and just, blew them away. Did, 4 more regular pickup and drop-offs. Cornered somebody, killed them, did a couple more drop-offs. You don't tell me they could make a movie out of that? They could make a movie out of that. Yeah, and they finally pulled the guy over. He was like, I don't know, I'm crazy. And that's all I remember. Said, what drives about? There's just, it's the same story, Tom, just more vaporwave. Yeah, Nick, they were interviewing people that, he had already shot and killed people. And they interviewed the people that just had normal fucking Uber rides in between. They're like, yeah, I had no idea. I just needed to go to the airport. I gave him 5 stars. What have I done? Like... Tom, I saw you were watching the fucking Summer Games Done Games News Fest Bonanza. Did Forza anything? Did we hear anything? Or is it still ongoing? I forgot it's Tuesday. Nothing. 10-4. All I've heard racing game wise is the crew is getting an expansion. Neat. And it's free, so it might like tack on to the actual map. TDU. Yeah, there's like a tech demo out, isn't there? I've heard it's really poorly optimized, and my PC is dying a slow death, so I'm not even gonna bother. Guess what? Is Timmy stuck in a well? Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. TDU car models. And we can make them look nice. I've had, like... I don't know. I'm gonna play it when it comes out. I'm not gonna bother with, like, the demos and stuff. Spec is a 2080. Yeah, I have a 1080. And, like, I had to turn... I know, like, EA Sports WRC is not the most graphically... like... not demanding, what's the word? Optimized game in the world, but I had to turn a lot of stuff down in that game, so... And my, my Assetto Corsa is just slowly running worse and worse and worse and worse every time I boot it up. So I'm like, you know... I think this spring, next spring, it's... I said this before, I think, like, this stream, like, the streamathon we just did... Not just did, it's been 6 months, but... It was like, hey, I want to get out of debt and, like, set myself up for the next part of my stage of my life, which was great. But I think this next streamathon is like, all right, this is all going to go towards hardware upgrades. I already have, like, a rough idea of what new game... if I could just get a new gaming PC, we're set. If I can do some streaming PC upgrades so I can stream in 1080 again, that would be even better. So I think it's doable. Ryan's doing it, and it looks great, so... When I switch to 720 or whatever goofy resolution I'm losing now, it looks fine on Twitch, but it looks like poo-poo on YouTube. And I was like, that's fine. I don't care. Nobody watches the VODs. People watch the VODs now, so. Yeah, Nick, it looks a million times better on Twitch than it does on YouTube. Because YouTube, like, downscales it to 720, so it looks terrible. Which, again, it's fine. I'm putting the VODs up as an archive, not like a active, like, I'm trying to make content type of thing. It's more like, hey, did you miss the stream? Do you not want to watch it on a terrible VOD platform? Here it is on YouTube. Yeah, I changed the resolution again. I changed it for something, and then I forgot what I had it set to. And then I just looked at the presets in... OBS and went with what they had to try it. I think it is 864 now. I used to have it by 1600 by 900, but that was like a custom resolution. So I tried this, and I'm like, you know what? On Twitch, it looks better. So I'm gonna, to me, so I'm gonna leave it here. Yeah, I could do like a couple little upgrades to the streaming PC. Which would basically just be RAM, CPU, motherboard. Everything else is fine. Maybe some more hard drive space. Maybe. Again, when I built this PC, I never really had the intention of doing as much VOD stuff as I'm doing. I was like, okay, I want it to stream, and then inevitably when I have like more desk space, I want it to be able to edit and edit videos. Basically have all of my Twitch stuff on this computer instead of my gaming one instead. So if my gaming computer ever goes kaput, I don't lose everything. And I can still like record, edit, whatever I need to do. But I still have like Photoshop and Premiere on my gaming computer. But that's like, I'm out of room. I have no more physical space. So if I do want to do that, I need to like get a new desk with space for another monitor. And then, I think if, I don't want to use pirated software anymore, I think I'll bite the bullet and, like, if I do switch PCs, I'll download DaVinci Resolve and, like, Krita or something. I think Gavin, he still uses GIMP, so I can ask him, like, what the... I don't use Photoshop for much, so... Zero. It's me. What's up, Lucan? Like, I've been using not legal copies of Premiere Pro since college, and I've been using not legal copies of Photoshop since high school. And I'm like, maybe it's just like tinfoil hat, but I'm of the belief that every PC I've ever installed allegedly pirated software on slowly dies a horrible death. And has, like, weird Windows shit that start happening to it, and, like, stuff just so slowly starts to go wrong. Maybe that's just PC... What's up, John? Maybe that's just PC ownership. I don't know, but... It'd be nice to have, like, a PC that just has all legit software on it, and no weird fucking cracked Sony Vegas 009 soundscape S2000. This is a Miata, sir. You will catch hands for that in certain neighborhoods. Good evening. Oh, it is evening, isn't it? Must be getting old. John, everything you said about Texas was right. Every goddamn word. I enjoyed my time, but man, I thought it was going to be... I thought I understood the humidity. I did not. It wasn't hot. It was wet. You're saying that? All right. I don't remember if you were here the other night. I'm stupid. Full steers and queers. Well, not anymore. I flew home. Back in Texas anytime. It's so... I'd like to go there when the weather was awful. And I didn't really have a lot of time to do, like, touristy stuff. Because we were busy, right? So I'd like to go back. But maybe, like, in the winter. Not in the fucking spring where I walk out of... Should get a mighty fire. No. The two things I did not do when I was in Texas is I didn't go to Buc-ee's because there was no time. And I didn't get a cowboy hat because they were all overly expensive. Roadster Endurance. Oh, it's a one make. We will be doing basically the Roadster Endurance at some point in the future. Because there is a slower car endurance race at Scuba in this game. I just don't remember like what class it is. Wrong part of Texas. He doesn't know that. I did not go to Austin. I went to Dallas. Salad. I was in a Cracker Barrel, and I was like, I want a cowboy hat. And I walked around the Cracker Barrel looking for a cowboy hat. There's a gift shop in the restaurant, by the way. And that's where you have to pay your bill. That was weird. And I saw a mannequin wearing a American flag, like a tarnished American flag cowboy hat. And I was like, yeah, I need this. And it's the only one in the store. It's calling my name. And I grabbed it, and it was $35. I went, that's not that funny. And I put it back. Houston. My, one of the guys from the group I was with was from Houston. And I was like, it's really hot here. It's like, you should go to Houston. I'm like, no, I think I'm good. If it sucks here, at least Houston wouldn't be in tornado country. Literally the first night I was there, I was staying in Honda Jizz. Dude, Honda Fits are dope. I was staying in McKinney, Texas, which is northeast of Dallas, and northwest of Dallas, where I could have stayed, in Denton. It got hit by a fucking tornado the day I got there. I wake up, my mom's texting me like, "Are you dead?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I don't understand why you're freaking out." And she sends me a bunch of like news headlines and like pictures and videos and shit. I was like, "Oh, no, I'm not dead. Everything's fine." Yeah, the weather was horrible. Horrible weather. We had like 3 sunny days in the 9 days I was there. It either pour fucking rain, thunder, or it was so humid. How's FM2? We're going. So we had one last like race car race we could have done, but I needed R2 American race car, and none of them are unlocked right now. So we're doing a lot of the one make stuff, and the AI, though a lot better in this game than I remember. When you're driving slow cars, they're not that good. So we're just kind of getting races done right now, unfortunately. It's good for progression, because the JGTC thing that we did yesterday took forever, or Monday, or Sunday. I'm smart. Actually really expensive. I'm sure I could have got like a comedy one at Buc-ee's for like $20, but the closest one to where we were was at the racetrack, Texas Motor Speedway, and it was like a 30-minute drive from the Applebee's we were at. And it was like 11:30 at night, and I had 4 $2 margaritas. Like, yeah, I'm not particularly interested in going to do anything else right now. I don't want to sit in the back of a car for an hour. I'd rather just go home. Oh, no, I was just going to get some sort of like stupid prop. I just thought it'd be really funny to sit there and go on the stream. Top of the morning, you know? Canada knows a little bit about Cowboys. Points to Alberta. Is that right stuff, NB? It's a Mazda speed. Oh, yes. This is a historically significant vehicle to the lore of this game. Now you speak my language. Zoo. As somebody who does not live in America, I need to educate you on this fact. Everybody makes fun of Applebee's, right? And rightfully so. I wouldn't go there for good food. I'd go there for some food. You understand what I'm saying? But this is really important. This is incredibly important. For $2, $2 American dollars, I got a margarita in a cup about yay big with 2 shots of tequila in it. I don't fucking care how it tastes after that. It tasted terrible. It tasted like lime and gasoline. But it worked. It did the job. I had 4 of them and talked to the Applebee's waitress about my dad and how he's an alcoholic. It was awesome. I had a great time. She's like, hey, he's trying his best. I was like, no, he's not. He's like, he's trying his best. There's a lot of life at the bottom of that bottle. I'm like, isn't that like a Dear Maria lyric? Wins the factory spec races Lotus Sport Exige challenge to unlock this car for purchase in the dealership. Is this not the one that I have to fucking use? Oh, this comes in like the wacky green, doesn't it? Yeah. That's massive stuff. I like, as somebody outside looking in, the going to America for the first time, you were like, how, and this is like a broad stroke, right? Nobody get offended. And if you do, whatever. Why is everybody drunk and fat? I don't understand. And then you go there and realize like a triple hamburger is like $5, and like you could go to just a shitty restaurant and do shots all night for like $20. You're like, oh, I get it now. Like a huge bottle of liquor is like $10. And the same bottle of liquor here would be $40. I'm like, I fucking understand now. Everything makes sense. It is cheaper to have McDonald's and vodka than it is to have like a salad and water. I don't know. I've been to Applebee's a bunch, and I've had an adequate time. Yeah, hopefully the AI put up a little bit more of a fight this time. I mean, the last time I ate there was all you can eat, like, boneless wings, riblets, and I forget the other thing that was all you can eat. And I ate a ton of riblets that night. I ate so much food. Was it good food? No. Was it like $15? Yeah. I had like 2,000 calories in one sitting. I didn't eat till dinner time the next day. Amira, is that like just the Evora now? Is it the same idea, just a different name? Adequate is bad. No, adequate, bad is below adequate. I would go to an Olive Garden. Just gonna put that out there. It's inexpensive and there's a lot of food. I'm not going there for a culinary experience. I'm not going there to get fucked up on cheap red wine and breadsticks. Like, it's like the Amira. It's the same kind of idea though, where it's like a softer, like entry-level car, right? Like you get it. Like, I would never brag about how good Applebee's is, because it's not. It's not going to stop me from going. I would never brag about, I'm like, oh man, you want good Italian food? Go to this local joint called Olive Garden. No. I'll fuck up some free soup and salad. We have like a somewhat Canadian equivalent. Wasn't impressed. That's not the point. Chili's is pretty similar. That's not the point, though. You're not supposed to be impressed. It's just supposed to be like solid food, cheap. And because there's so many locations, it's consistent. You know what's on the menu. Like, if you're hungry and it's like 11 o'clock at night, like, that's what we did. We were in downtown Dallas. We're in Deep Ellum, which is like their party district. And one of the people we were with was 18, and we just wanted to go to, like, we had went to barbecue and wanted to just go, like, have a beer or two somewhere for our friend's birthday. But we couldn't get in anywhere because it was the party district and everything had bouncers. You know what I mean? So we just went to an Applebee's. And, like, was the food good? Not really. Were the drinks good? No. Was it very cheap and we knew what we were getting into? Absolutely. We had a great night. I wouldn't, like, tell a foreigner, like, oh, you need to go to this dope place called Applebee's. No, absolutely not. The neighborhood? Probably not. I wouldn't know. Just take a walk where they live. Oh, okay, so it's the new Elise. Got you. That's what I was trying to... That was the information I was looking for. But 8 drift flags. This is a, like, pretty... significant drift track in Forza lore too. Breadsticks though. We're gonna be in New Jersey. I feel like we should go to an Olive Garden. Tom, do you know about my and Cisco's mission on the way from Boston to New Jersey? Have you been updated on this? I think you know. Joyzy. I want to do something Sopranos related when we're there. No, we are going to find a Red Lobster and eat scampi linguine. Red Lobster is doing its best to go out of business right now. So it might be a little bit trickier than initially thought, but... Oh, no, Nick, definitely not. We were honestly did like we were from the Wednesday we got there to the Monday we left. We were busy probably 80% of the time. So either we were in downtown because that's where the convention center was. Went to like an esports I forget, I don't know what you would call it, like not a summit, but it was like an esports group that was having a party and met a lot of cool people there. I said this the other day. I met I forget her name. I found her on Twitter the other night though, from Unmute GG, which is really cool. What they try to do, like they're like an advocacy group to where it's unfair, like in FPSs and stuff, that as soon as the people find out you're a girl, they just treat you like shit. And everyone's response to that is, oh, just mute, right? Like, so that's what they call themselves on Mute GG. You should go check them out. And then I met, her name's Courtney from Boss Rush Network, who is very similar, and knows a lot of the people from the Init Esports stuff who are trying to push for women in sim racing. And we're like, yeah. I was like, yeah, this is great and long overdue. We had a really good talk. So that was a good night. That was mostly like the touristing that we did. 2 sports teams were in their respective conference finals. Uber prices were bananas all weekend. We didn't really do anything. I think Friday we got back to the Airbnb and went, let's go get food. And I went and got Subway and passed out by 10 o'clock. Mitch, it's relevant. Trust me. Just we're getting there. And then Monday, Swirly's flight got canceled. So we spent all Monday looking for a place to stay for the night. And then when we found a place to stay, we were in Grapevine by the airport. So we just went to the Grapevine Mall, went to round 1. I saw my friend Melody again on her lunch break and got to give her a hug before leaving. But yeah, we didn't do a lot of like touristing. There wasn't. Oh, our fucking Uber on the way to the convention center on the Thursday. So the setup day. It's pouring rain, and we're telling her, like, oh, I'm from Canada, he's from Virginia, he's from Chicago, we're from all over for this convention for the weekend. She goes, let me take you on a little tour. And for the same price, like, didn't charge us any extra, took us through down, like, the route where JFK got shot. And, like, drove by the Memorial Park and everything. I was like, you know what? I wasn't going to do this weekend. Like, she pointed out, like, go to this aquarium, go to the zoo, there's a video game museum that you should check out, blah, blah, blah. But we were driving right by it. She goes, do you mind if I take, like, this turn? And we're like, okay. She goes, yeah, so this is the square where JFK got shot. This is his memorial. That's the window where he was allegedly shot from. It was super fucking cool. That's not a place I would have ever went to in my own time or seen with my own human eyes. She's like, yeah, you can go check it out in your own time. I'm like, well, with the weather this weekend, that's probably not going to happen, but thanks. Seem to be stranger than TVs now. Money. Get down, Mr. President. Dude, I didn't like, she just like, we're driving, and I don't know where we are. She points like, that's where JFK got shot. And I was like, what the, what? And then, like, right past where he shot, there's, like, a big square, like a memorial square, which was cool. Let it up at. Is that morbid? Is that wrong? Like, I'm gonna be really close to New York City, and I don't know if we're gonna have, like, a free day in New Jersey to do, like, New York stuff. I would love to go to that, like, Trade Center area and see the monument and everything. Granted, it's in, like, lower Manhattan, and there's a ton of shit to do, so it's not like I'm just going to go look at the pools where the towers were and go, woohoo! Like that's not the whole purpose of my trip, but I don't know. It's like looking at like, when people come here, I tell them to go look at the War Memorial. Mall? No, there was already a mall there, underground. Yeah! Break me down! Stop, you're an idiot. How we going, Don? There's a mall under it. I did not know that until last week. I watched, I think the YouTube channel is called Neo, and it was describing how they rebuilt the World Trade Center site. And yeah, there was a shopping mall underneath the Twin Towers before motions to everything, and they rebuilt it. And they were saying, like, okay, well, this building belongs to this dude, and this dude rebuilt it, but, like, they had to get their lease back from these people, and they would basically explain the logistics of why it took so long. Because they wanted to make a memorial, but they wanted to make it office space, but they wanted to make it useful, and it went through a lot of design revisions. They wanted to make it, like, pretty. They didn't just want to put, like, a new building there and go, it's done! They wanted something that, like, stood as a memorial, but also functioned as, like, an office building. So they went through a ton of different revisions, and there was, like, design bids and whatever. It was a really cool video. Neo makes good stuff. On the tube. Heavens! Siege moment. You can't, like, you have to be on throttle all the time, basically. There was a mall. It's underground, apparently. And it connects to, like, the subway station. I mean, this is how it used to be. I don't know if that's how it is now. Is it the U.S.? There's a mall. There's got to be a Long John Silver's somewhere. Goodbye, friends. No! The double drum. Okay, trauma. Comper. Comper? I don't even know her. No, Carl, I think you got it. Weird self, fuck no. I'll get RGB if it's like slightly similar price.
Holy shit! This game looks worse than I remember.
I've summoned him. All it takes is a little bit of capitalism, baby. Buy the merch, baby. Say his name and he appears. Hello, Jimmy. Congrats on the ring through motions to everything. We were following it all weekend on Twitter when we were at DreamHack. Literally, I'm doing laundry, and this was the last, like, clean shirt that I had. That fits. So I haven't worn the Tarmac Specialist shirt. I should have wore this for WRC 2 weeks ago, but it's fine. Didn't get to do all of it. Whatever. Got more to do next year. So 7. End of 06? End of 06? No, end of 07, because I joined the forums February 2008. I remember. There's a corner there! I'm not saying I'll buy RGB if it's like the same price. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way and spend like 20 or 30% more on a part because it glows. But like when I bought my RAM for my computer, it was the same price to get the RGB version, so I got it. when I got my fan for my streaming PC, the purple light edition was $10 more than the regular one, so I bought it. The only, like, stupid glowy thing I spent a lot of money on my whole setup is probably my CPU cooler for my gaming computer. I got an NZXT cooler when I did not need one because it looks cool. Don't like how RGB looks. I don't understand the people who get RGB and then just let it pulse rainbow all the time. The first thing that I did was I set all of my like RGB to purple and white. Like I made a color palette. People get RGB and then just leave it like that. Like you could make it your favorite color. You could make it your least favorite color. So when you punch your keyboard, it's still satisfying, I guess. It doesn't have to be all of them. If you, whatever, if you like it, you like it. That's fine, but I do not understand that. See, Carl, you spelled computer properly before, and now you're messing it up. Some people have cases where you can't see it too. That's true. Personally, I would rather turn on a lamp. It's not meant for light. It's just like, hey, look, this is cool. Also, if there's some sort of lights on it, it's nice to know, like, when you're building the PC that, all right, this part has power. Kill! Nice. Lilac, I bought my keyboard because it was spill resistant. The RGB was a bonus. The first year I owned it, I knocked over a beer and spilled the entire thing on the keyboard and went, yep, that was worth the money. Did it take me all afternoon to clean all the keycaps? Yes. Did the keyboard still work after? Yes. I no longer drink beer at the computer on St. Patrick's Day. I've learned my lesson. I'm going to ship up to Boston. I get to make so many goofy jokes. Is Boston the city with the big chrome bean, or is that Chicago? I get confused, because I know one has the big chrome bean, and one's called Beantown. And the bean is not in Beantown. I feel like they should rectify that. Just shut up. Is it a holiday in America next week? Next Monday? Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the 16 months. The big mirror bean. Okay, yeah, that's... So all I have to do is just eat chowder when I'm there then. Got it. Juneteenth. Is that a holiday that you get, like, the day off for and everything? I'm not American. I'm uneducated. Yeah, okay. Because the hotel prices are like... So I was like, what the fuck? June 17th is the day I'm looking for. And, like, Holiday Inns are like $140. Actually, the Red Roof Inn, which is like you're more than likely to catch a disease from, more often than not, is like over $100 a night. Department of Homeland Security. For what? My guess, Wolfie, is they named something stupid. Not unhinged Wolfie entrance. This is not his first entrance. That's how you can tell. Father's Day? That's it. That's the one. That's the one. Lean and yeah, that'll do it. But I'm pissed because I'm booking a hotel for a Monday. And I'm like, well, I'll find something outside of the city. Everything's still fuck off expensive. Fortuza. Oh, no, not again. What's up, Ryan? I was like, why is it so hot in here? My air funneling technique is turned off right now. I know what Juneteenth is, to be fair. I just didn't know if it was like, it's a holiday, but like you don't get, like it's not a stat holiday where like you get time off. Or it was just like a day of recognition. Like I know why the holiday exists. I just didn't know like what the logistics are. Like, do you get a day off? Do you not get a day off? Look at these angry little fellas. I was going to say, not to sound disrespectful, but I doubted that Juneteenth was a day off of work. It should be, but I was like, that doesn't sound very American. How goes car? I tried to do the R2 American Race Car Championship, but I needed a Corvette or a Saleen S7, and I can purchase neither. So we're doing the one-make stock car races. And I just remembered how shit the AI is at low PI. Or not as fast. Wolfie, I almost made Melody crash in Dallas. Because we're on the highway, and she just met me in person for the first time like 5 minutes before. And we're driving up the highway, and I was like pointing out signs being silly, like, hey, we're in zone 69. And all of a sudden I just go, Mel! And she's like, what? And like panics. I'm like, it's a Hooters. And she looks over at me like, what the fuck, dude? I slammed on the brakes for that. I was like, yeah, you're right. It's not Friday. Goblin. Oh, yeah. I won't cause any real trouble, but I'll pick something up from somebody's lawn and move it to somebody else's lawn. Like, I forget. You guys know Pirate Software, Thor, who does all the, like, whose shorts are always in your recommended for some reason? There was a short that he was talking about of so one of his friends walks around and hunchback to their apartment as a joke and goes, hey, I'll be having that. And then just grabs like shiny things as trinkets. That's me after 2 beers. But I don't take the things, I just move them around. I'm too tired of their videos. Dude, I don't know what I watch that has them in my YouTube Shorts algorithm all the time, but like, yeah, I don't dislike the guy, but it's like Joe Rogan podcast clips. Why are you here, bald man? What's up, Leah? Makes me feel bad about myself. That should be the exact opposite thing that he's doing. Sort of I'm better than you attitude. I think that's just how his tone comes across. Because if you like listen to everything he's saying, he's like, I understand how your brain works, and your brain is mean, and you just need a kick in the ass to do stuff. And it might work, and it might not, but I'd like to try and help. But his tone is like, I play video games. So like, you can do it. Nah. I don't know. I trust a dude with a bunch of ferrets. You like ferrets. Ryan Burton, big ferret guy. I gotta get this fucking fan going here. It was cold upstairs. It's not cold down here now. I get so many like weird All the cooking stuff that I get makes sense because I'll like see one cooking short and watch like 100 of them. And then if I find something I like, I'll just I'll write the recipe down and steal it. If it even has the recipe. Giga bass on his mic, which annoys me. I have like a little bit of mine, but I didn't want to turn it up all the way, Leah, because it would sound too podcasty. But I know what you mean by that. I'm gonna go sleep. Night later, Saturday. It was nice to hang out for a little bit for once. I only got about 40 minutes left, which sucks, but I have to go at 7 o'clock. I'm working the Coke Series race tonight, so. Go State! Patronizing it. Fair enough. To be fair, one of my favorite channels that I found recently, I forget the guy's name. I think his name is Sam. He does like, I guess they're TikToks that he ports to shorts. He's just like generic New York guy, and they're all sitting around a table eating like a food item like Pop-Tarts. The one guy's like, personally, blueberry. That's my favorite. And then there's one guy like, I like the peanut butter. I don't know. I hope you know what I'm talking about, but I watched all of that dude's shit one night. And then now I get, like, the show House. A bunch of clips from House. I used to get a bunch of Breaking Bad clips. I get clips from House now. But Terry. I feel dumb. That's a Linkin Park song. I've done that. I remember when I still owed, like, Rogers money from my, because it used to be my internet provider. And I canceled them, but I still owed them a little bit, so they're still in, like, my bill people. And I sent them, like, $400 that I meant to put on my credit card. And I had to call them and be like, yeah, can I get that back? And they're like, oh, you could just move it towards next month. So I'm like, yeah, I canceled, like, 2 months ago. I paid that bill by mistake. I would really like this money back. And I got it, but it was a fucking hassle. Like, I had to call back a few times. I've done that way more than once. Every time I pay a bill on my phone now, I'm very careful. A habitual line crosser. My almost ready up. Oh, that's interesting. What's up? We have Forza 2 for probably another 45 minutes. Or 30 minutes now. Wait. No, 40 minutes. Math's hard. And then I gotta go work. I started, like, a little bit early today to get a stream in. I normally don't stream on Tuesdays, but I'm here for a week, and then I'm gone. Again, work. Yeah, I do broadcast stuff for iRacing. We have a show tonight with the Coke Series. I'm doing camera work. And my call time's at 7:15, so I got to install the cameras and make sure all my software stuff works. Data entry. It's better than nothing. Congrats. 51 words per minute. I have no idea if that's good or not. I feel like for data entry, as long as you're not one of these motherfuckers, you're probably good. As long as you're using, like, a QWERTY keyboard properly, you're probably alright. Caro would definitely know. Cranking it. And by it, of course, I mean my peanuts. I came to the realization the other day that, you know how, like, our parents type, like, the one finger, and they like, and we're like, you idiots. That's me with smartphones. I will never, ever be able to type super quick with a smartphone. Ever. I mean, I can, but it's like riddled with spelling mistakes. Thumbs. Oh, I know. But without like a tactile keyboard, I never hit the fucking right letter. Ever. Like I type my message, go back, fix the spelling mistakes, and then send it. Get a BlackBerry. I would like a phone from this decade. That was the last phone keyboard that I enjoyed, though, was my Curve 33. I think it was the 3350. I had it in high school. And then I got my iPhone. I was like, oh, I'll get used to this keyboard eventually. No. 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 If I could get... I'm sure it exists, but I don't really care about my phone enough to, like, get rid of what I currently have. If I could basically just get a Razor again. Or what... Was it what was the fucking the big ones called that you could do, like you slid out like this, that had like it was a regular phone, and when you wanted to text you slide out the keyboard like that. There was they weren't Razors. It was like a specific brand of phone that was known for it. I think mine was an LG as a kid. But you know what I'm talking about, right? I would get that as a smartphone tomorrow. So, like, all touchscreen on the front of the phone, and then the slide-out keyboard on the back. With, like, actual buttons. I don't care enough. Like, I don't send email. I don't work from my phone. Motorola? Maybe? I think it was an LG. BlackBerry. I don't remember, actually. No, I think my BlackBerry just had a keyboard. Dude, I gotta tell you, having MSN on your BlackBerry in high school was peak. And BBM was huge in my high school for like a year, and then people stopped caring. Mom had one. It was a style of phone, but like maybe it was just my high school where everybody had like a specific model. This is the MSN on my Xbox 360. You can stay, Leo. You're okay. That's in news. Mitch, I know this is going to come as a shock to you, but MSN used to be the premier social media app. MSN Messenger. If you didn't have an MSN Messenger account, you were nobody. This was way before Facebook existed. Well, maybe not way before, but like Skype wasn't a thing really yet. Everybody used MSN. Way before Telegram. This was like 2002? Maybe even earlier? Like, I had an MSN account when I was 10. I don't know why, but I did. It is for furries. It's used by furries. I know a lot of like business people that use Telegram for like its intended purpose. Not sending each other pictures of their buttholes. They use it like a WhatsApp or like a Slack or whatever. Spencer sells a furry shirt. They also sell band shirts that every single band in there, 70% of the world's population has never heard of before. It's not a furry site. It's a... Telegram's basically like WhatsApp. Like it's a messaging app where it ties to your phone number, but keeps all your personal information private. It doesn't save any like messages or pictures or anything that you send. It's like peer-to-peer encrypted, I think is the big like... selling point. of Telegram. So because there's some people in the furry fandom who like to send each other pictures of their genitals, it is popular with that group of people for that reason. Also, you can have like custom stickers, and a lot of people, like furries, will get emotes of their persona, like smiling and laughing and whatever, so they can use their own emotes. Obviously, Discord can do that now, but it's the encryption and stuff that is the main sell. Thank you, Ringo. Feel like that one was assumed, but thank you. What's up, Dabs? Yeah, I gotta go get my fucking fan on. It's gnarly in here. It's cold upstairs in my room, and it's not hot out today, so I was like, that'll be fine. Do you know P? Nits. I have no idea what the temperature is, but it was cool in my room, and it is not cool in here. So I'm going to go rectify that. So mad I never thought of this before. So when I'm streaming, just like so my roommates know and whatever. Oh, my fucking head. Why did I put my headphones away? So my roommates know I'm streaming, or I'm busy, or I'm jorking it. I close the curtain in front of the doorway because there's no like open and closed door for this room because it's a basement. Oh, yeah, I redid my hair last night. That's why I stopped streaming early. Forza 2? Yes, sir. We're like kind of just completing races today. There's not a whole lot of exciting things going on, but we're here. But when I close this curtain, it gets very hot in this room very quickly because there's no airflow at all. So if like my lights are on, 2 PCs are running, it's mildly warm outside. It gets very humid and like stuffy in here quick, and it's like. So what I usually would do is put a fan in the corner and just have it oscillate. What's up, Nix? But when it's when my curtains are closed, it's just blowing hot air around. So what I've done, in a stroke of brilliance, you can see this the extension cord coming behind me here. I put a fan in the doorway between like the basement part of the basement where it's always like cool, and in here, and then I close the curtains around the fan, so the fan kind of just pokes through the curtains. So I still get like a veil of privacy. And I get like turbocharged cool air from the basement in here. Don't know why I wasn't doing that years ago. I need to go to Japan. Right? It's the what percent? We were at 60 when we started. It's moving really slow now. There it is. I love the NSX in this color. I'll take a gander though. Might as well. I wish it started me in last for all these one makes. 67. Okay, maybe because we just hadn't touched any other like race. We started today at 60. I want to get this game kind of cleared because it's the last streamathon game that we have to do. It's the last very long game that we have to do for a while. I have some plans with like ideas for Let's Plays that I want to do in the future once I'm not as busy. I'd like to have a single-player game on Sundays. I think that would be fun. Gold. It's like a burnt orange. I'm doing 100%, yeah. For career, not arcade. So as long as the career says 100%, so I'm not, like, switching regions and getting my level up. Because that would just be, like, race farming. Get my rust bucket back. What was wrong with it? Oh, this sounds incredible. Very 2000s of you. You're not wrong. Madman. For reference, Dabs, I just finished the 100% of Gran Turismo 3, which took 140 hours. This will take an estimate of 80, which is long, but what I expected. He doesn't believe I have gallbladder problems. Do you have gallbladder problems, or is this like a I don't have the thing that I thought I had? You're all purgatory. Ryan, you fucked up. Good, she's getting better. Okay. I didn't realize the sound design in that game was so good. Like, hearing the LMP2 and Project Cars bounce on the ground, and it actually just sounds like what it is. It's not making, like scraping noises and stuff were so good. What did I walk into? I don't know what you mean. Stop. Got her running again. Huge. Good old DSM, baby. Is it an Eclipse or is it a Eagle? My brother had an Eagle growing up. No, he didn't have a Talon. He had an Eagle. Oh, I forget what it was. It was like it looked like an Intrepid, but it wasn't. And it had subs in the back. It's such a stupid car. Starter motor died, valve cover was leaking, radiator had come some leaks that were just a case of it being loose. All right, so a couple little things. Eclipse, nice. Sounds like Eagle did not have a Sebring, did they not? Vision, that's what it was. I've learned nothing. It's ridiculous. Welcome to any car from that era now. Kami, thank you for the gift sub once again. I appreciate you, dude. I'm going to get this in really quick before I have to jump offline quickly. I have half an hour or so. I've basically been gone for like almost a month. Off and on. Like, I went to San Diego for a week, came back for like 2 or 3 weeks, went to Texas for 9 days. I'm back for a week, and then I'm gone again to FT New Jersey for a week. I'm like, man, I fucking feel terrible because, like, I'm not here anymore. I'll be back normal again in the future, but I'm like, fuck, I feel so bad about this. But everybody's still, like, supporting. Like, the numbers aren't really dwindling. Like, I've done this before where I just get busy in the summer and I'm not streaming as much and people kind of just lose interest, and this is just, like, straight up not what's happening. With the help of the 60-40 split as well instead of the 50-50 split, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. And the way I've changed doing ads on the channel, like, we're still living, which is incredible. So thanks, everybody, for your continued support and for being part of this. I love you all very dearly. And it will be back to 6-hour-a-day, 5-day-a-week streams soon. For about a month, and then it's all fucked up again. But hey, I'll do what I did in New York, and I'll try to do, like, a stream from the hotel room if we're not doing anything. People missed you. Dude, usually when I go away for a bit... Oh, Jesus Christ. Usually when I go away for a bit, I treat it like a vacation, right? I'm like, oh, I get time off from the stream and whatever. I don't really have to stress out about it, and then when I get back, I'll be ready to go. I'm not even gone yet, and I'm like, man, I'm going to miss it. I got some stuff I want to work on when I get back. Like I said, I want to do, like, a not racing game a week again. That was fun. I think on a Sunday night where we're just kind of chilling, too, would be perfect. I think I've already picked the game. I think we're going to play Fallout 3. And then we'll see how long that goes. And then Yakuza 0 to get that out of the way. I was talking with a friend about this. Like, I've played no video games, really, in my life. Are you thinking, like, that sounds bananas, right? Like, you literally play video games for a living. I've told the story of I really didn't play a lot of story-based games or games outside of the racing game genre until, like, Fallout 3 and Call of Duty 4. Like, there's a couple games here and there, but... Where am I going? Emma LeBron, something like that. Thank you, Ryan Burton. Gotta keep up on them Yakuzas. I want to redo 0, at least just for, like, just the story. Because I had that, like... I had the, like, 70 or 80 hour Let's Play that I'd saved from that 1 month I just played random games, which ended up being just Yakuza for a week. And then I deleted it by accident because I'm dumb. So I would like to get, like, that archived and posted up again. And I honestly, like, vaguely remember the story from Yakuza 0 now, so I think it'd be a good time to replay it. But I definitely wouldn't be doing, like, all the side content and, like, all the side missions. I would just play it until I'm bored or done the main story. Basically what I did with New Vegas. Like, if I'm into it, I'll do all the stuff, but if I'm not into it, I'll just be like, all right, time to end the game. But I've been wanting to play Super Mario RPG for ages. I've never beat a Legend of Zelda game aside from, I think, maybe Wind Waker. But even then, I had a lot of help. I've never played a Final Fantasy game in my entire life. I haven't played Crash 3 since I was a kid, and then I tried to play it on stream and realized that I am so bad at platformers in the year of our Lord. Didn't play Ocarina of Time. Nope. I only played racing games until Fallout 3 came out, with very, very, very small exceptions. And I, like, when I say play, I mean, like, beat missions and, like, finished quests. Did I have a file of, like, a 100% file of Ocarina of Time on my Ocarina of Time cart? Yeah. That I, like, ran around and stabbed stuff with for, like, an hour and then went back to playing whatever I was playing? Yes, I've never sat down and, like, played it. You know what I mean? I've beaten Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, but, like, that's probably the only 2D Mario I've ever beat. I'd like to beat Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo. Like, there's so many games that realistically would... I've never even touched a Sonic game in my life. I think I played, like, the first one for Genesis for maybe 15 minutes. I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game ever. There's so many franchises that like a lot of my more traditional gamer friends are very passionate about that I've never touched ever. And I'm like, oh, this seems like fun, but I've been wanting to replay Tales of Symphonia for probably 5 years now. I have it on the GameCube. I have the good version, so... Car with another gift sub.
Holy shit!
I almost said cat Fortnite Doom, but Takara Fortnite Doom. Our resident Booba Clock. Something. There's a word here. Like Mario Andretti and Senna, the Genesis. I just liked racing games and went, just give me more of that. And it was like, if I wanted to play something like GoldenEye or whatever, my parents were like, I don't know. There's a gun in it, but they never argue with racing games. Even Grand Theft Auto, I was like, I'm not going to do any of the, like, shooting hooker stuff. I just want to drive cars around. They're like, okay. And I wasn't even lying. Like, you know what people do in GTA RP now? I used to do that when I was 7. Like, I'd get into GTA San Andreas and just jump in a car and, like, drive around. Like, following the rules. Oh, I've never touched Genesis. Like, but that's my point, right? Like, people are like, oh my god, the new Baldur's Gate's coming out. I'm like, I've never played a game like that before. And they're like, oh, yeah, you should try this game. Like, Hades 2, whatever, it's fun. It's like a roguelike. I'm like, a rogue what? I don't get me wrong, I'm not going to quit streaming racing games and being a variety streamer anytime soon, but the Streamathon, like, I've tried to do not racing games a couple times, and every time I've tried, it's not gone very well. I tried playing Banjo-Kazooie on stream. This was probably 8 years ago now, when I bought Rare Replay, and I don't know if it was just the game itself or the fact that I kept getting lost really easy, getting frustrated and looking up guides, so it basically was just following a guide to getting everything. But I was averaging probably 15 to 20 viewers at the time, and I think maybe 4 people watched Banjo. So I just gave up. I tried Fallout 4 when that came out. That did okay, but people lost interest pretty quickly. And then I did Grand Theft Auto 3, but that was when I was trying to do 2 streams in a day, where I would stream from 11 till like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and then I would stream 5 to 10. So the morning streams obviously never did well. But we played New Vegas for like, what? I understand it was in the Streamathon, but like a straight week, 2 weeks? Yeah, and before the Streamathon, Alex, I think people got burnt out in New Vegas because that was all I was doing for 8 hours a day for like a week, 2 weeks. So if I only do it like for a day, like, hey, it's Sunday, story game, or single player game, I'm going to come up with like some sort of clever name for it. It's like re-education through gaming. Like, I'm going to play a bunch of stuff that you all played as kids that I have no, like, I'm going to be terrible and, like, have to learn, but it'll be fun. Roguelike, I know what it means now, but you know what I mean, right? Off track. Thank you. I've got an 8-hour car ride to Boston on the week, so I'll think about if I can come up with something else, but I like that. Story time. Well, story time's good too. Yeah, Alex, but my point is now I think we're at the point where if I do like an off-brand game once a week, I don't think people are going to be like, twee, like they did before. And I mean, and that's not a shot or anything, right? Like, if you don't enjoy a game that I'm playing and you're bored, you don't like it, don't force yourself to watch it. Like, I have friends that I love watching their streams, and they'll play a certain games that I'm just not interested in, so I won't watch the stream. Or I'll, like, lurk or not be as active. That's fine. But if I'm, like, only half the people that are normally here are watching, I'm like, well... Like, I have Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario Galaxy for the Switch, and I wanted to play both of them. I just never... Like, people won't like that. Like, how would I know, right? So, I don't know. I'm going to start trying. I got almost the whole way through Spider-Man on the PS4 and then gave up. Again, same sort of idea. I was streaming it, like, in the morning. I wasn't, like, just doing it once a week. Weasel, I think as long as I'm having fun, there will be people here having fun. Like, that's all that matters. And if it doesn't do well numbers-wise, it's only going to be 1 day a week, so whoopie-doo. Oh, I get spoiled. Yeah, that's fair, too. To be fair, like, it would not be... These are not going to be new video games. Like, maybe on the off chance, like, I bought Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 to play on stream, and it's been sitting and it's wrapping for 3 years now. You know? But it's more or less going to be games from the Super Nintendo era to probably, like, the PS2 era. And just, like, I've never played San Andreas as a video game. I played it as, like, a sandbox. And like I said, like driven around and like customized cars and maybe done a little bit of fighting, farting, and fucking, but I've never played the story. I played the first 5 missions over and over, but I've never like played the whole story to completion. every day. Yeah, that's what I think, Ryan. I think when I did whatever week to, like, kind of, like, get the cobwebs off and get some burnout off, people would watch it, like, for the first 2 or 3 days and then realize I was playing nothing but New Vegas 12 hours a day for, like, 2 weeks. And you'd be like, I'm good. Which is, again, fine, but I think doing it once a day or once a week will be a lot easier to palate. GTA 5. I'd love to play through GTA 5 again, too. I think I played through it 3 times now. I beat it on 360. I beat it on the 1. And then I think I beat it on the PC, but I don't remember. Whatever Wednesday. Literally, that was a thing. That was a thing in the schedule for a while. But this was, again, like 6 to 8 years ago. This is when I had just started streaming on Twitch. I had just got an affiliate. I think that was the Banjo-Kazooie experiment. But I don't know, like, I'll have moments where I go to my game wall and I'm just looking and I'll see something that's, like, just jumps out at me and I'm like, I want to play that. But I don't really have time. I don't have time to play, like, video games in my spare time. I don't really want to anymore. And I always feel bad if I'm playing a game and I'm not streaming it. I'm like, you could just be streaming this right now. I'm like, I know, but I don't want to. Like, but you could be. I'm like, I know, but I don't. Like, I thought I was going to play Definitely Not Fried Chicken offline all the time. I think I've booted it up once since the stream was on. Which is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the game that I was playing during the streamathon where you run a drug empire. Yeah, I don't know. It's like growing up watching one type of movie, you know? Like, I only watched kids' movies growing up. But you miss, like, GoldenEye and, like, Die Hard and, like, Truman Show and good, like, action movies and comedy and dramas and, like, maybe, like, a little bit more adult-based comedies that you wouldn't have seen as a kid because your scope was so narrow. And you go back and watch some movies and go, wow! It's a great game. I have to play it carefully, Colt, because I'll sit down. I mean, you saw it on the streamathon. I'll sit down to play it for an hour, and then I just go, and I get really into it. I'm the same way with Animal Crossing. Once I, like, turn Animal Crossing on and start doing, like, my little things where I, like, pick my flowers, sell my fossils, whatever, 9 hours passes by. Time goes. I love that, though. But yeah, and that's the whole idea, is I want to experience a lot of what I missed as a kid. Video games are like oh my god, I'm never going to find time, but games of that era, if you're just beating them, are not going to take as long as games of this era. Like, I would reckon that, like, the average, unless you're talking about, like, RPGs, the average, like, length to complete a game, just to have it done, like, any percent, and take your time, is probably 20 to 40 hours in the, like, sort of time frame I'm talking about. Obviously, if you do side quests and then get into the game, it's going to take longer, but, like, if you're just like, oh, I'm just going to play through this and see what happens, probably 20 to 40 hours, depending on the game. Stuff like Final Fantasy, Tales of Symphonia, Super Mario RPG are going to take a lot longer, but Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I'd love to play Wind Waker again. I'd have to sell my firstborn to get a copy, but I have the tolerance. Well, well, well. My favorite combination. Ringo Yote and a rhetorical question. "10 years is a long time." Yeah, he's based in Toronto. I forget his real name, Tank, but I remember the first time I saw an interview with Santino where he wasn't doing the accent, and I was like, what? And I was still, like, a kid when he popped out of the crowd in Milan, and I thought that was real. And when I found out that wasn't real, that was, like, that was my moment where wrestling, the Pandora's box of wrestling being predetermined was opened up for me. Of course his fucking name's... I knew he was Italian, but of course his fucking name's Tony. Forgettable racing game of all time? I mean, that's kind of a catch-22, right? If it's forgettable, I wouldn't be thinking about it. Total Immersion Racing. Didn't Ryan just play that recently? I think I just bought it. I'll take forgettable and, like, turn it into, like, meh. I'm like, yeah, I played it. It was okay. I mean, a lot of the F1 games fall into that category. Whether you like it or not, a lot of NASCAR, like, a lot of, like, branded games fall into that category. Dirt 5. Dirt 5 was a video game. It was just there. Didn't do anything. It exists. SRS is memorable. SRS is, like, mechanically a very meh game. I like how it drives and the noises it makes, but, like, I realize that's just me. But because it has so much personality, Carl, I think, yeah. Like, it's like saying Juiced. Like, Juiced is like, yeah, that's a video game, but there's a lot of personality, whether you like that personality or not. A lot of the, like, PS2 licensed games, like Corvette, Ford Mustang, Ford Racing, can fall in that category. Even if they're good, they're bad, they're just there. Might have a good time. Might not. Rapidly turning into a meh game. I mean, not really. I mean, it's always been like that. I think just the fan base is starting to realize what it is. You know, it's like I don't want to put myself on a pedestal, but I was like around COD Ghosts. I was like, yeah, okay, this franchise is not doing all right. And it took people. Oh no, it was COD Black Ops, where I was like, you know what? I'm starting to... I think this is the same video game over and over again. I'm getting bored. And around COD Ghosts is where, like, my friends started to figure it out. I think the F1 game is in, like, that era now. Kind of mad, but still a good time with it. Yeah, just because it's mad doesn't mean it's bad. It's just, like, average. It's like, okay. Like, it didn't do anything spectacular. There's no reason to play that game over another game. Saw that right on the wall early. Dude, the hit detection in Black Ops drove me nuts. And that's when, like, I got over zombies. Zombies wasn't fun anymore. It was getting too overly complicated. There's some gems in there. There, especially on the PS2, Ryan, if you, like, are willing to look around, there's some very, like, fun experiences. Like, both of those, I know the second one wasn't an Alfa Romeo game, but both of those Alfa Romeo games you played, I would have never known what they were about until you played them. I bought them because they're cheap. And I saw you play it, went, wait a minute, it's a fucking RPG? Hello? Like, Ford Racing for the PS2. I've heard great things about Ford Racing 2 and 3. I also have very fond memories with Ford Racing 1, but after going back to watch gameplay, they're just memories. Like, yeah, no. I remember it being fun, but I went back and watched like a playthrough of it, went, wow, this is rough. Okay, there's a lot of Need for Speed games that would fall into that category, too. They're just kind of there. MTV Pit My Ride. I'd argue the game was bad. Like, we're not talking about bad games here, you know what I mean? We're talking about just, like 5 out of 10s. There's so many games that, like, I would have a hard time. Like, one of my favorite games of all time, Test Drive Even Destruction, I could easily see someone going, yeah, that's an alright video game. Not amazing, but it's alright. I can get that argument. I don't, but I can understand why somebody would feel that way, you know? I'm sure a lot of you, too, who are into, like, the Thunder games, if somebody were like, yeah, they're fine, you'd probably be like, yeah, I get it. Like, if you're not a huge NASCAR fan and, like, are just looking for, like, just a racing game fan, not a motorsport fan. Like, there's some cool stuff in that game that sets it apart, but at the end of the day, it is a one form of motorsport based around one sanctioning body. Like, okay, sure. It's all right. Toka, I could see that argument too. Some Toka games have a lot of personality, some of them have not as much. Yeah, and I like the Thunder games too, Ringo. I'm just like speaking from a different perspective. P-Cars 3. Yeah. Yeah, I think Project Cars 3 and Forgettable are like two very good words. NASCAR Thunder. I think the reason that was a little bit rough to watch, Mitch, is I had played through it already recently. So a lot of the, like, wow, I got hit by a car and flew to the moon was just not as jarring and funny as it was the first time, because I knew it was coming. That's like, I'm trying to be really careful playing through games that I've already played through again to record, like, my little list. Because a lot of games on that list, I won't have the same, like, as a viewer, it won't be the same experience. I think it's better for me to be like, oh, I haven't played this game in 15 years. Let's see what this is about. Like Gran Turismo 3. Like, I have not played GT3 hand on heart since I was a kid. I don't think I watched the first one either. Oh, no, it was before your time. Really goofy. It was like, it was goofy fun the first time. I definitely did not enjoy it as much the second time. I would not at all say it's a bad game. It was just like, stop. I'm not going like, wow, every time. All right, this is the last race. Stop. I'll have like just enough time to wrap up here and then jump back into my computer. Kara, if I ever see one, I will Pete Nits. This is good, but there isn't a lot there since they're BTCC games. Absolutely agree. There's a lot of games that, like, you need to get gripped, and if it doesn't grip you, it will just be average. Like, I know some people that don't like Enthusia at all, and I know some people that think Enthusia is, like, the second coming of Jesus. Tokyo Extreme Racer as well, same thing. I tried playing TXR3, and I was like, this is okay. But there's some people out there that, like, eat, sleep, breathe, and shit TXR. It's like there's always like a little X factor of does it grip you? Like, does it grip you as a player or as a fan? Yeah, Weasel, I don't think I'm going to go back to it first out of all the PS2 games that are still on my list, but I'm excited to give it another go now. Because if I was doing a Let's Play of this game, I would have gave up too. Like a Forza 2? If I was doing a recorded Let's Play of this, I would have got bored by now. But it's nice to, like, all right, I'm not doing much in the game right now. I'm going to go look at chat and more talk to chat. And it kind of helps fill in the blanks. Touch repetitive. Yeah, that's what I didn't like about TXR3. I have to do. Wendy, right after this, set my call time 7:15, and I set my alarm for 7. So this should take like 8 minutes. I'll do a raid, say my goodbyes, and I should still be there on time. I checked the clock. Thanks for thinking of me, though. Good name for Toyota Aqua and GT7. Bob. It's a Bob looking. I also have only named my starter cars in Gran Turismo because I think it's funny. I guess in like any sort of, I don't know what you'd call this, like collectathon car game. I started as a bit in Gran Turismo 1, 2, and it has just continued now. I played Maximum Tune for more than 5 minutes for the first time when I was in Dallas. They had it at a round 1 that we went to. And then played a little bit more of, I think it was, I forget what stage of Initial D it was. But I'd already played it before. I played it when I was in Charlotte. Yeah, I thought it was 6 or 8, but I think it was 8, Kara. I don't remember what track I picked, but I saw that the song for the track was Ken Blast, and I was like, yep, we're doing that one. My friend was like, what track was that? I'm like, I don't know, I liked the song. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Automobilista. That was hard to say that game was average because it was like the way it looked and its like whole concept. Oh, does Cup go to Iowa now? Neat. Anything else like that? In terms of like a console game that has like hours of replayability, no. But if you like the art style and just want another game that has like that kind of art style, Inertial Drift for Steam is really fun. Very cool control scheme as well. Corn mentioned. Sucks so bad. Yeah, you don't need to be good at drifting. It's not a drifting game. It's more of like an Initial D style, like mountain racer, and then it's a you use twin sticks to control the car. So like one car does your steering, one car controls your drifting. I played it on Traction. It's actually a really fun concept for a game. It's short, but if you like how it plays, it's something that I could see people like time trialing over and over and over and over again. Also something that probably will go on Giga sale in the summer. Mitch, honestly, those headcanons are what make a lot of games that don't have a lot of meat on the bone a lot more fun. Is using your imagination. There's a lot of indie racers on Steam I want to fuck with. I got an email today, Ryan, from the good folks at Victory Heat Rally. That were like, hey, we're doing a demo, and we've seen the games that you play, and I think you should try our game. I was like, I already knew of you. I follow you on Twitter. Your game is fucking incredible, but I've never had a chance to play it yet. So maybe like Sunday night I'm gonna be like a zombie. So maybe Sunday night that'd be fun. Like yeah, we're part of the Steam. I think it's Steam Next or whatever they're doing. Euro GPX. I'm so scared to play that game, Skelly, because I feel like all the new tech, I'm not going to understand it, and I'm going to be so bad at it. This game with rally cars in a parking lot. It's not a parking lot per se, but, like, I think you were talking about the same thing, yeah. Yeah, I got an email from the devs of that game. Or the publisher, one of the two. And they're like, you should play it. But I was, like, on the toilet, and I didn't read the whole thing. I was like, I'll mark this as unread and come back to it tomorrow. Oh, yeah, it's Parking Garage Rally Circuit. Yeah, no, Victory Heat is a totally different thing. There's also that PS1 style rally game that's coming out that looks really fun. No, Victory Heat looks like a Super Nintendo game, but way more going on. It's been, like, in development for the last 3 years. But I think it's like a solo dev or, like... I think, yeah, Ryan, I think XF is the one that I'm going to like more. I think AeroGPX is, like... They're doing the right thing where they're taking the F-Zero formula and trying to build on it. But my brain is small, and F-Zero is already, like, very difficult to play at like a decently high level as it is. I think XF is going to be more of a here's a modern take on what you already know. I thought the same thing too, Weasel. Then I watched, like, sat down and, like, forced myself to watch a couple laps, and I don't think it's as complicated as it looks, but we'll try it. Oh, that's the name of the dev. I'm dumb. I was like, is there mods? Like Steam Workshop mods? But no. It's like it's a solo dev, I remember. Ryan. I also have a bunch of like Steam racing games that I bought on Steam sales, and then they've just sat in my library. So I think that'd be fun. So like, I was doing this with physical games at one point where I would just like put a bunch on a poll in Discord, and whatever 3 had the most votes by the end of the week were the ones that we would just like play for an hour or two and kind of first impressions. That's either games I hadn't played in years or never played at all. But I have so many fucking Steam, like, cute little racing games on Steam that I bought that I've just never, ever touched. I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and then I'll buy it, and I'm like, all right, I can't wait to see your name in gray in my Steam library for the next 10 years. That might be fun to, like, do on Sunday, like, swapping with the single-player stuff. I don't know. I've got ideas. I might bring my notebook to Boston. All right. Just a short one today. I got Coke in 10 minutes, and I have to poop. So we'll do a quick... My nose... I gotta shave. My nose is so itchy. Oh, yeah, Mitch, my roommate was dyeing my hair yesterday. Where she had The Last of Us TV show on, and she was like, you can borrow my copies of 1 and 2 if you want. I'm like, oh, I have both. She was like, and you've never played them? I'm like, nope, they just sit there. Another perfect example of I buy video games. Playing? Buy? I'm awful. All right, are we past 70? That breaks my heart. We went up 8% today, I'm pretty sure. No, that's crazy. And we didn't really... Well, we did 5 championships in 3 hours. So these don't take a hilarious amount of time. Where's Coke going? Couldn't fucking tell you. I have no idea. So we got a good chunk of things done.
I missed.
But that's got to be it for me. I will be back tomorrow with some more sim racing, iRacing stuff. So we're probably going to do the Pro 2 Championship at Crandon. I don't know if it's the big one or the short one yet, but we'll do the Pro 2 race tomorrow and maybe some Creator Series WRC so I don't end up missing next week's round. Because I can do the rally right now, and I kind of been doing okay in points among the creators. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I know it was a short one. Thanks for all those who came early, too. I know I didn't really say I was going to do stream early today, like, in writing, but I've been just clicking the live button this week. I'm like, oh, well, I'm ready. Let's go. It's 7 o'clock, so there's, like, nobody streaming.